Jerry in his crackdown on illegal immigration and crime in U.S. cities. Ben Thomas, Washington.
A third man has been arrested and charged with the killing of a congressional intern in the nation's capital. 18-year-old Naquan Antonio Lucas indicted, facing first-degree murder and 15 other charges. The Trump administration is limiting the number of refugees admitted to the country annually to 7,500. That's down from 125,000 under President Biden's watch. Many of those to be allowed in under the Trump rules are white South Africans facing persecution in their homeland. May be a while before the Northeast dries out. The region was swamped by flooding rains yesterday, causing power outages, creating a travel nightmare and claiming 2 lives in flooded basements in New York City. Hurricane Melissa is blamed for at least 19 deaths and massive destruction on Jamaica. Watching Wall Street ahead of the opening bell, the Dow futures up 67 points. NASDAQ futures ahead 333. More on these stories at townhall.com.
When you bundle renters and auto with Progressive, you can save while protecting your most valuable possessions, like your really expensive limited edition sneakers and your new suit for your cousin's wedding. Except you never actually bought the suit because you can't stop buying sneakers. So you show up to the wedding looking like you're going grocery shopping. But hey, at least your sneakers will look good in the pictures, until you're cropped out of every last one of them. So go ahead and get Progressive, so you can save while protecting the things that matter to you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Are you having trouble hearing? Hearing loss can devastate the quality of your life. Now, there's an affordable fix for you or your loved one. Rated the best hearing aids of 2025 by Forbes Health, Audion Hearing has the highest quality hearing aids at the lowest prices, starting at just $98 a pair.
I actually like them better than my old $5,000 hearing aids.
I could not believe how my hearing and life changed.
Join over 1 million happy customers by going to audionhearing.com. That's AUDIEN hearing.com.
As of today, Britain has one less prince. Details, correspondent Charles de Ledesma in London.
King Charles III has stripped his brother Andrew of his princely title and home amid mounting pressure to address his ties to Jeffrey Epstein. The decision aims to protect the monarchy from public disapproval. Andrew, now known as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, will move from the Royal Lodge to a more remote home on the King's Sandringham estate. Meanwhile, the family of Virginia Roberts Jeffrey has praised the British King's decisions, declaring victory on behalf of Andrew's accuser, who died by suicide in April at the age of 41. Julian Payne, a former communications secretary to the King and Queen, says as the scandal around Andrew grew and grew, the royal family had decided that a tipping point had been reached. I'm Charles de Ledesma.
News and analysis, townhall.com. An iconic and lucrative pro basketball franchise, well on its way to having a new owner.
Mark Walter is the majority owner of the Los Angeles Lakers after the NBA Board of Governors approved his purchase of a controlling stake from the Buss family. The Lakers and the league confirmed the next step Thursday in a transaction that is expected to close shortly. The sale of the NBA's most valuable franchise was originally announced in June. Jeannie Buss will remain the Lakers governor under the deal for at least the next 5 years. LA is 3-2 this season despite injuries to stars LeBron James and Luka Doncic. I'm Geffen Coolbaugh.
When he visits Washington next week, Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban is hoping to persuade President Trump to exempt Hungary from new U.S. sanctions on Russian oil. The Trump administration recently announced the sanctions affecting foreign buyers like Hungary. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder, and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm, I'm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travel said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican world radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning, one and all. Welcome to Mornings with Mike Winters. I am he. That would be me, Mike Winters. And happy Halloween, everybody.
Yes. I was always bad at like the evil laugh. I could never like get the right inflection. So I would just sound like I'm hacking something up.
Yeah, mine turned more witch-like.
I got a buddy.
Cackly.
I got a buddy who can like cackle like at the end of Thriller. Like he's got that Vincent Price level
Vincent
of cackle
Price,
thing.
Does he do the voice to the?
He could. He very well could.
There, whatever it is.
He's got a very deep bass in his voice. I feel like he could pull that whole speech off.
Yeah, he kind of got a. Because Vincent Price was definitely in the twilight of his career. When
that was one of the last things he did, I think.
But that kind of gave him a resurge there for a little bit, where I think young people like this Vincent Price guy.
I want to say that
people like my age.
He did a voice on The Simpsons, and that was like the last thing that he ever recorded.
Like official.
One of the last things he recorded. Yeah.
I also would like to say the bigger part of today, at least in my world. I'd like to wish a happy birthday to my lovely wife, Kim.
Mm-hmm.
She is, I say celebrating her 25th birthday today. But let's be honest, this is a milestone birthday for her.
Mm-hmm.
And she's wearing a T-shirt telling everybody as such.
So
I think she is turning the half-century mark.
Don't get shifty. Kim is 50.
That's right.
I was just going to say, just go with the safe 35. That way you don't sound like a pervert.
That's true. But yeah, she officially welcomed her to the 50 club.
She's 25. How long have you been married? 20 years. Wait, what?
Yeah. The math ain't mathin'. But she's now, of course, I'm 52, so I've been in the club for 2 years.
Yeah.
So my wife
you cradle robber you.
That's me. I was. So happy birthday to my lovely wife, Kim. And unfortunately, we'll celebrate later because it's Football Friday,
Oh,
too.
boy, is it ever. It's a lot of things today.
So I'll be here tonight. Of course, there is a other big ball game tonight. You might have heard about it. Big battle for Roswell as Got It Rockets, Roswell Coyotes will square off in the Wool Bowl tonight.
The battle for the very soul of our city is on tonight.
So that's kind of going on as well, too. Of course, we hope everyone is out packing the Wool Bowl out there. But if you have young ones, and I get it, you got to be trick-or-treating.
Yes.
Then you can catch the game on the radio right here. The Roswell Coyote Perspective right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Also live streaming video. You can pick it up on your phone, ksvptv.com. The Coyote version in the Roswell Coyote channel. The Got It Rocket version in the Got It Rocket channel. Now you can hear the radio broadcast for the Got It Rocket Perspective on our sister station, 106.1 FM La Pantera. So we got it covered for you from all angles and all visuals tonight.
Yes.
So if
Here we go.
I get it because Halloween, but I got a feeling that Wool Bowl is going to be rocking tonight. Cause, just a note, Goddard is the home team. So if you're Goddard fans, you'll sit on the Goddard side, the home side, and Coyote fans on the visitor side. So.
Yes. Just a reminder, if you are, in fact, going to be looking for festivities tonight, if you're not going to the games, we do have some trunk or treats today. There's one from 10 to noon at Tobosa at 110 East Summit. From 5 to 9 at Frost Giant Games and Lanes. They're doing a costume contest and karaoke. 6 to 8 p.m. Grace Community Church at Blocktoberfest. And at 6:30 to 9, they got the free family Halloween Carnival at 2200 South Sunset.
Nice.
So, something to keep in mind if you're not planning on doing the football.
Did you go out to the fall festival last night?
No, I didn't have the kids last evening.
That's right. The missus has the kids.
I was gonna go get them and go to that, but then I'm like, or I could not. And so I actually decided to and the king of last minute, I went to Spirit yesterday and finally purchased my Halloween costume.
Nice.
So
it didn't go with headlights?
I did not go with headlights. No,
Okay.
they did have the black skin suit, but I wasn't able to figure out how to make the headlight effect happen.
Okay.
And it is short notice. If I had more time to think, I say this every year. Next year I'll plan way ahead and I'll have plenty of time to think about it. No, so I just had to kind of grab something off the rack that fit and I could afford. And so, yeah.
Nice. So is it?
Yeah, I can reveal. I was going to say Jocelyn's going to be at our party tonight.
So you want to keep it on the DL?
But should be
people say DL anymore?
Yeah, it still happens.
Okay, good.
411 is out, but DL is still good. I am going to be a tow truck driver.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just a shirt and a hat, but
can we call you Cooter?
No, it's Marshall actually.
Oh, bummer.
I was gonna wear it this morning, but I'm like, I feel like maybe it's inappropriate for the camera.
Is it sexy?
Let's just say
tow
it's
truck
sort
driver?
of. Let's just say the towing company I work for's name is Camel.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
gotcha. Smoke if you got them.
There you go. So a trucker hat and a button-up shirt, and that's pretty much all you need.
All right.
That's right. Guess I could have just borrowed like a coverall from Will and just gone as a diesel tech.
I don't know. For some reason, I've got like this. When you started talking, I was like, sexy tow truck driver. And I instantly went to like a guy looking like Cooter in Daisy Dukes.
Crop top.
And that blue shirt that they wear.
Yeah.
But like.
Tied up.
Yep.
You got the tie. So you got the bare midriff. Yeah. The Daisy Dukes, the ones with the cutoffs above where the pocket goes.
Yes.
So you still have bottom pocket.
Yes. Yeah. It just dangles from the bottom. Yes.
Mm-hmm. The worst is the ones like them booty shorts. Because you got Daisy Dukes they're long by today's standards.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you
Daisy
look at
Dukes
the booty shorts
they're like culottes today.
of today. It's
yeah.
If you could pull off Daisy Duke booty shorts, then you got a sexy tow truck driver.
There you go. Betty gets a lot of calls.
Call me Cletus.
But there you go. Well, that'll be fun.
It should be a good time. Yeah.
Of course, like we said, we got football.
High school football. You know what we did mention? Don't forget, you can follow those games at ksvptv.com if you can't make it out to the Wool Bowl or the Bulldog Bowl this evening.
Yes. And then, of course, Bulldog fans, they are really playing tonight. Are they playing Mayfield?
Bulldog is Mayfield, yeah.
Yeah, they're playing Mayfield tonight.
The Trojans heading to the Bulldog Bowl.
Yes, that's right. So in that game we'll have for you on 990 AM KSVP, or probably best bet here, ksvptv.com and the Bulldogs.
Something to keep in mind for the Bulldogs as they play tonight. Mayfield's defense is one of the best in the state.
Actually, they're down this year.
Well, I know, but nothing beats a Trojan.
I'm sorry I stepped on your joke.
That's okay.
I was going to say, before you butter up Mayfield,
hold on a second. Bite your tongue, young man.
Just check the records real quick.
I don't even know if you follow football. Are you aware of the stats this season?
And then don't forget, tomorrow is a bevy of activities.
Yep.
Dia de los Muertos celebration at the
library.
Roswell Public Library beginning at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Museum Day is tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. 8 museums, 7 different locations. Get your passport. If you didn't get your passport, the Walk to End Alzheimer's is also tomorrow at Rustic K Complex. Tomorrow morning, I believe they start at like 8 in the morning. I think it's pretty early. And so there's more. I know there's more stuff too, but that's just what I can remember right off the top of my head. So it's a bevy of activities.
A lot of post-Halloween celebrations / parties going to be happening this weekend because they decided to go to football tonight.
That's right. So. That's right. Well, and then Artesia will celebrate Halloween tomorrow. So that's their November 1st.
The Artesia Halloween, which sounds like a maneuver, but it's not.
So I think that covers it.
Yeah. So if you really want to get some good trick or treating action, head over to Bulldog Country tomorrow.
You double dip.
That's right. I bet you can. You know what? I would bet in that neck of the woods, you're dealing with a lot more full bar territory.
Find a full hit them big houses, that part of town. Yeah, I don't have a lot of trick or treating experience in this part.
You live in one of those places where trick-or-treating just doesn't happen. Number one, because you have to be looking for your turn off of Cheryl Lane or you will miss it. It looks more like an alley than an alley does.
Yeah, people don't trick-or-treat in my neighborhood.
And Mike's front door is so far off the beaten path. You either have to be dropping something off or visiting to be at Mike's house.
Yeah. It's a nightmare to get things delivered to our house.
I bet you'll get a lot of like Jehovah's Witnesses or like door to door.
Not often, but sometimes. The ones in the is that the Latter-day Saints? The ones that wear the white shirt, the button-ups, and the
suits,
pants.
essentially.
Yeah,
those are the Mormons.
They have penetrated into the neighborhood several times. But
I would say if they make it to your door, let's hear what you have to say. You've earned it. Let me go grab my smoker's jacket and we'll come out on the front porch and have a chat.
Yeah. So, but I don't get a lot of that. But the negative, the drawback is trying to get a pizza to the house.
Yeah.
Or
you're like, I'm just gonna meet you at the corner.
You know, you send a package to my house, it's a crapshoot.
Yeah.
If it gets to me. If it gets anywhere within near my street, I'm considered out a victory.
Well, do you guys have the joint mailbox that you have to go to?
Yeah. We got the mailbox motel.
Do you have the box, like the big boxes with it?
Yeah, the ones if you get a package. Yeah, they go there.
I'd imagine that'd be more often where your packages get.
Yeah, but like when the UPS driver, they don't or FedEx. They don't. It's only the mail guy that delivers to
That's
that
true.
thing. The UPS and FedEx guys, those things. I've had it end up on one of the other addresses on Cheryl Lane, like one, because we're 11, and they go, it's just a whole thing. So.
Mike has a bad Fabergé egg addiction, so he gets packages at least twice a week.
Actually, I have an addiction to nuts.com. No.
There was a whole run of, I can't remember if it was Bleeding Gums Murphy or Barney on The Simpsons. One of them got badly addicted to Fabergé eggs, but not like collecting them, but smashing them against a wall. Like that was the whole
That's an
thing.
expensive hobby.
That's a very expensive hobby.
Yeah. Maybe just hollow out some. Remember that back in the day? That was like a decorative thing where people would drain eggs and then decorate them like
My
Easter.
mom did that.
Yeah, it was a thing like in the
My
80s.
mom, she would.
There's a lot of people who did that.
What you do is you put a hole at the top and the bottom of the egg.
Yeah.
And then you blow out the contents of the egg, and you can then paint the outside of the egg. You can carve into it. Yeah, my mom was real big into that for a minute.
That was a thing for me.
That and sugar eggs. Like that was a big thing. And I don't know if that's a thing here, but like it's like an egg, kind of like the sugar skulls from around here.
Yeah.
It's an egg made out of sugar that has like a opening at the bottom and like a scene inside.
Okay.
There's like a diorama, but
Okay.
in like a sugar eggshell. We had like 4 of those.
Huh.
I never knew where she acquired them. I think she just like randomly found them at thrift stores and stuff.
I feel like that was a spin-off of the snow globe.
Kinda.
Like the makers of the snow globe come the sugar egg.
There's a whole world happening right inside this shell. Let's take a look.
Yeah. All right, we got a full slate for you for today. We ought to get her going.
We should.
Joining us this hour, we're going to have Emily Valencia. She is a candidate for City Council, hoping to represent in Ward 4. So we'll have a great conversation with her here in just a few. In the 8 o'clock hour, we're going to have joining us from the Conquistador Council, part of Scouting America, Carl Shelton, Scout Executive, and Chris Latterman, President of the Conquistador Council of the board. And we're going to be talking about the Conquistador Council will be celebrating their 100th anniversary gala November 8th at the Artesia Country Club. So they're going to join us to talk about that. 100 years of the Conquistador Council.
Nice.
Don't look a day over 50. And then in the 9 o'clock hour, we're going to have from the authors, John LeMay and Donna Blake Birchall join us with the Historical Society. I'm not sure. We may have Amy join us as well, too. But talking about, they're going to be doing their haunted book signing tomorrow as part of Museum Day and as part of their big book fair and everything. It's at the Historical Society. So we'll chit-chat about that. And then, of course, we'll have all of your newses of the local, national variety, your Wall Street or business updates, all that good stuff. And very good. Whatever else, sports. Not sports, but spoats.
Spoats.
And Halloweenish things. So there we go. All right. It is time to get you up to date with the weather. I'd say pleasant to mild. That's what we got today.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We're looking good over the weekend. Mid-70s to about 80 on the afternoon high today, and we get sunny skies. Overnight, a little bit of cloud cover with a dry cold front dropping in. We'll be in the low 40s, and that will cool us off quite a bit on Saturday. It'll be windy but sunny. Afternoon highs in the upper 60s. We're back in the 70s with plenty of sunshine for Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 37 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 57%. Winds currently out of the northeast at 3 miles per hour. Mid-70s are expected high. Today, 74. Under sunny skies, winds will be out of the south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, they're talking mostly cloudy skies, becoming clear, so I guess it'll cloud up in the afternoon or something there. Expect an overnight low of 43 with southwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Saturday, a little cooler tomorrow. Sunny skies, 67 for a high. North winds 5 to 15 miles per hour. Tomorrow night, skies will be clear. Overnight low of 39 degrees. Southeast winds at around 5 miles per hour. Sunday, we warm up into the upper 70s. Sunny skies, 78 for a high. Winds out of the south at around 5 miles per hour. Sunday night, looking at an overnight low of 44 under clear skies. And then Monday, when you head back to work and school, pushing 80, 79, but then Tuesday of next week, 83, 81 on Wednesday, 82 on Thursday of next week. So things look a little bit warmer for at least most of next week. All right, it is 22 minutes after 7 o'clock. We're going to take a 3-minute break, and then we will talk to Emily Valencia on the other side, city council candidate hoping to represent Ward 4. We'll have that conversation on the other side. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Fall means Graves Farm and Garden is open and ready to help you stock up on fresh, locally grown produce, including squash, zucchini, watermelons, and of course, fresh roasted green chili from mild to extra hot. The pumpkin patch is open and ready for you to pick your own pumpkins, and there's pumpkin rides each weekend in October. Plus, Graves has a variety of hay as well as oak firewood with delivery available. Open 8:30 to 5 Monday through Saturday, 1 to 5 on Sunday, just 6 miles south of Roswell on the Old Dexter Highway. Follow the signs to Graves Farm and Garden, where fall time gets its flavor.
Check out some of the Halloween party specials you'll find this week at your local Farmers Country Market. Select gallons of Blue Ribbon Classics ice cream are $4.98 each, and select bags of Malto-Meal breakfast cereals are $3.98 each. In produce, 10-pound bags of russet potatoes are $2.99 each, and extra-large red seedless grapes are $1.99 a pound. In the meat department, family packs of choice beef chuck roast are $5.99 a pound, and Boston butt pork roast are $1.97 a pound. These are just some of the Halloween party specials you'll find this week at your local Farmers Country Market.
At Richland Motors, it's never been easier to sell or trade your current car, truck, or SUV for a newer model to hit the road in. Even if you don't purchase from Richland, they want to buy your vehicle for top dollar. But if you do buy from Richland, don't forget, they're the home of the powertrain warranty for life. That's a whole lot of confidence for you. See Richland for details. 2nd and Sycamore and 1309 Southeast Main.
No doubt about it, our favorite season is fall. Leaves fall, temperatures fall, and electric bills fall. Fall brings us the joy of mowing our lawn for the last time and the sadness of picking that last tomato. Here at Roswell Seed Company, we start to talk about pansies, broomweed, and the first freeze. Yeah, we can get downright giddy. This is Ben Manette from Roswell Seed Company, reminding you that fall is when Mother Nature starts to show off. Try not to miss any of it.
Have you ever been to an escape room? Generally, there's a set of clues that you have to follow to find the prize to get out of the room. It's a mystery that has to be solved. Many things are learned along the way, but in the very best versions, you don't know the answer to the mystery until you find all the clues and find the prize. The Apostle Paul writes to the young Christians in Colossae about a mystery. What's great about this mystery is that you don't have to wait until the end of the story to know the answer. The Israelites were given hints or shadows of the mystery, but they didn't know the full story. Paul reminds them that the answer to the mystery is Christ in them. When Jesus came to this earth and died on the cross for our sins and rose 3 days later, he made known the mystery that has been taught from the beginning of time. Do you feel like you're missing something in your life and you don't know about this great mystery of Christ? Then we encourage you to join us and learn what's missing.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Did you know you share your birthday with at least 9 million other people in the world? Your birthday isn't feeling so special now, is it? here's Mike Winters.
Just had to do it. Little peg. No, just kidding. Good morning. It is 25 minutes after 7 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning, City Council candidate, hoping to represent Ward 4, Emily Valencia, joining us in studio. Good morning.
Hi, good morning. Good morning, Roswell. How is everyone? I hope well.
Well, thank you very much for agreeing to come on and spend some time with us and chit-chat. It's always, I love to give folks an opportunity to meet the people that they could be potentially voting for here in this election. And first thing, before we kind of learn about you and everything else, I want to thank you for for stepping up and saying, you know what, I want to be actively involved in our community, and I know, everybody that's running in this election, mayor, city council, school board, you may agree or disagree with them, but I think it's safe to say that every one of these individuals care about our city. And so for you to invest your time, energy to say, I want to make my community a better place, thank you for doing that. Appreciate it. Whether, win, lose, or draw, I appreciate that you're stepping up to do that.
Thank you.
I think how we make this community better is more local people step up and do that exact thing, get involved.
Yeah.
So that being said, what made you decide? Hey, I want to be a city councilor. What was your draw for that?
Well, I'm born and raised here.
Okay.
I'm 25 years old, and so a lot of it was anecdotal to begin with. I think watching my coworkers and the work that they do in the nonprofit world, and then at the same time growing up in the environments that we work with or that we help our youth walk through and disengage from or engage into is all a reflection of me wanting to give back to my community.
Gotcha.
And so when I decided to run for council, it was actually quite interesting because I feel like maybe I ran away for a while from this environment, and maybe whether you believe in callings or you believe in destiny, or
sure.
There was just a pool.
I would say too, I think a good hunk of people when they're in that 18, 20, that they kind of want to flee the nest to test the waters of the world for a little bit and then come back. So maybe that it's something in that, because just based on your age, I think that jives with how most of us kind of think.
Yeah, I definitely did leave home for a while, and I went to university, and I came back with some education, and I decided to put that to use. And so it gave me an opportunity to leave and experience other places.
Sure.
And ultimately, I love my city. I love the people here. I love our culture that we have. Honestly, you would be surprised how many people are shocked to feel that warmth that we carry when we leave Roswell, whether it's at the airports or whether I'm in a whole other state. It's like, okay, where are you from? You're just so nice. You're just so nice. That's what I get. And I think it's a cultural thing. It's
sure.
The fact that
we
come from a city where we are neighbors to each other, and we show that to each other.
I can attest to that. I've been here for 25 years. I'm not native. I'm originally from Maryland, D.C. area.
Okay.
But I've been here long enough I've been here about almost more time in my life here than back there. But I can attest to, people keep their head down, and it's not good mornings and hellos when you walk up and down the street. We see that here. So that is a unique to this part of the country. Very much so.
And so when you bring it back, when you come back and you learn to appreciate and value all of those things, you realize that they're crucial. It's crucial for you to continue that cycle into the next generation.
Sure.
Whether you're 25, 45, 65, there's just a responsibility. And so that's really what it came down to. Not only did I feel the personal responsibility, but I decided that it was a big weight to carry, and that I wanted to help with a little part of it. And
Gotcha.
so that's what counseling to me is about in the city, is about listening to constituents at that level of importance and prioritization.
Gotcha.
And so
just for your day job and things like that, what do you do for outside of running for city council?
Yeah, I work for a local nonprofit, and I case manage juvenile community corrections.
Okay.
So if juvenile probation is inclined to, I'm sorry, if the judge is inclined and the JPO are inclined to give a child an opportunity to be on probation and develop their life skills through this program, is incentivism to not be reincarcerated, essentially, then they're able to continue this program throughout their probation period.
Gotcha. So through your day job, basically, you have a lot of experience in social work and really youth criminal justice experience.
Court advocacy, ultimately, right? And that's a whole conversation, regardless of how we feel about the way that criminal cases are handled. I think ultimately what I see is the best version of a kid.
Gotcha.
In an environment where they might be antagonized or there might be a sense of mistrust.
Sure.
And so I love that. I love that I get to have this opportunity to show everybody else that this child has potential and that they're a great kid and that they are, they have an ability to develop their skills and be a good member of society.
I absolutely agree. So, I hear, it's especially the world we live in where, there's a lot of stuff going on and things and you hear sometimes about real sad cases where like it's a juvenile thing, whether it's a sexual thing or other criminal thing that happens. And then you hear about the victims and the perpetrator, and it's like they're 10 and 12. And everyone's ready to string up the perpetrator. I'm like, whoa. We're talking about a 10-year-old and a 12-year-old.
Well, and it's difficult because everybody has a right to feel the things that they feel in that sense, right? There's a reason behind it, and there's care and love for someone at the end of the day. And so, that is definitely, I would say encouraged to advocate for your child. It's always encouraged.
But I just want to remind people, it's like, look, the 12-year-old, whatever, did this horrific thing, but it's a 12-year-old. They just don't learn that, just don't have that. They're in an environment that grew that. We can't, but this is kind of what I'm saying. That kid needs to be saved too.
And this is anything. We're talking about like.
Yeah, I'm being very general on this.
Right. But any delinquency or, all of that, it's a conversation of, okay, what would it have, we talk about how do we break a cycle before they become adult reincarcerations and all of that. And so a lot of it is like, okay, the biggest factor has always been a caring person in their life.
Gotcha.
And it will always be, right? Because human connection is something that is just necessary.
Sure.
And so at a macro level, it's somebody that wants to carry that responsibility.
Gotcha. So, kind of translating this to the city council side, like I said, I told you we'll get on a rabbit hole.
No, it's all right. I'm here for it.
But so I would imagine when as a city councilor, your brain's going to be coming from that community side. Like what programs, what opportunities. Right? I mean, obviously, you got to have your head in the numbers because if the numbers aren't numbers, then none of it happens. But when you say, okay, when we got the money, this is how I want to invest it. That's where I want to lean heavier on.
That is what our community desires.
Sure, gotcha.
Right?
Okay.
Because that's ultimately the question is, regardless of what you feel, and this is a nonpartisan position.
Right.
And so you have to come in with a mindset that this is not for you. This is for servitude.
Sure.
To serve everybody else. And so even if there's maybe a personal difference in the way that you're viewing things, or you think that there's going to be a better outcome, if the majority and the voting decision has been made, you can only continue to advocate for that perspective, but you yourself have to make that call.
Good deal.
Against your personal interests or regardless or opinions, right? And so that's what it comes down to. I think I have a capacity for neutrality in that way.
Gotcha.
Because I have to have it with my youth, right? If I lean too much on that adult, punitive side, or I lean too much on trying to be their friend, right? I'm not going to get a good outcome.
Sure.
I have to be neutral. I have to be, conducive to getting information into their head, right? About what they should be decision making, what kind of decision making they should be
Makes sense.
doing.
And I would imagine
it transfers, right?
Right.
What were you going to say, Sarah?
I was going to say it kind of, to me, that sounds like that transitions to the politician side of being a city councilor, where the art of we got 10 people sitting in a room together and we got to come up with a decision one way or another.
Yeah. And we all have different
you might
backgrounds.
disagree with 9 of those people in the room, but y'all got to get on the same page somehow.
Right.
So.
Not for us, for our entire city.
Sure.
That's again the big responsibility here, and so it has to work that way. It has to.
Gotcha. So I'm just curious, since you've kind of made the decision to say, hey, I'm going to be a city councilor, I would guess that part of that is saying, all right, I need to start attending, making sure I'm seeing what's going on in these committees and see. So has it been kind of a learning curve here over the last, kind of learning city government and how it operates and the nuts and bolts of it?
Yeah, I'll admit it. It's definitely a learning curve, and thankfully I have not all the time in my hands, but I'm able to make time and set time aside to attend these meetings as if I were already counselor, right? I think that going into it, I said I have to model the time and the dedication that it's going to take from the beginning, regardless of what the candidacy looks like.
Sure.
This is me taking it seriously.
Gotcha.
Right. And so I started attending the meetings. I backtracked about 2 years worth of meetings as well, and just took notes on the way that things came up, and the decision making, the voting, everything essentially to help me prepare for a general understanding. It's almost like studying a bachelor's in Roswell City. It's really exciting. I don't mind it. I love the research, but it's like I get somewhere and it's like, okay, now I got to backtrack another 3 years. Okay, now I got to backtrack another 3 years. Now another 2, another 5, and then I've got 25 years of timeline on my hands, and I'm like, oh my God, how did I get here? It's a rabbit hole. But it's been really good. It's been really good getting.
I'm really impressed you've dug all that digging, because quite frankly, I'm like, I'd have been swimming about a year in.
Well, I'll tell you, I have a coworker, and I'll call him my campaign manager, and I'm sure he's already blushing now that I'm saying it, but he's a campaign manager, Cody Anderson. He's been really helpful. We've been doing the candidacy together, but when it comes down to the research, he's always interested in learning as well, and so we have a solid team in that sense with the same interests for our community.
Sure.
And so also part of that is going to see the facilities, right? So I've toured the Roswell Police Department, the fire department, talked to the unions, talked to our operators in the city and listen to their concerns, right? So talk to management, talk to administrators. You talk at every level with every person, because every person is important. They're a crucial component of the way that our city runs.
Absolutely.
And it starts with our operators. And then up, right? And so
absolutely. So I got to ask, what are your thoughts on seeing what you're seeing at the police department and the fire stations? I mean, I've seen some of the stuff online, and if half that's true, some of that's pretty atrocious.
They from what I can tell, a lot of the bottom area has yet, from the tour that we saw, it did need some work.
Yeah.
But a lot of the facility has just been slow progress.
Okay.
Whether it's because of lack of national funds or local.
Sure.
And so the conversation has been with law enforcement about how do we support you so that you can support us.
Sure.
Right? We want to have the right environment to be able to apply the needs that the community would like to introduce, whether they're behavioral or emotional or psychological or crisis intervention. All of those things, they're wonderful, and we just want to be able to put them into practice, knowing that the people that are being partnered with those entities, our law enforcement officers, feel secure about it. They're trained on it. They're paid, and that they feel that at the end of the day, their families are going to be safe and
absolutely.
secure. And then they're going to have a willingness, right? They're going to be able to put that challenge on, onto their duties and responsibilities, hopefully, but with a sense of being cared for.
Absolutely. Well, and here's the deal. Law enforcement, they're in demand. If they're not happy here, they'll just go someplace they feel happy. And so, it's if you don't take care of them,
and if you're
there
dealing
will be
with
other places they go.
Some of the highest trauma in the city, you yourself would probably benefit from having all of those needs met as well. And so
absolutely.
We would only hope to encourage that that conversation and that advocacy in City Hall.
Absolutely, but I think it's really great that you have had that chance to go and dig into these offices and say, all right, I'm trying to be a representative here. What's the writing on the wall here? What's going on? And so I can learn from that
and sometimes there's a little bit of confusion, maybe, or you don't always necessarily know. Even understanding the position to be elected into it,
Mm-hmm.
what the role really is. If you're a median in between this legislative, and you make these legislative decisions at some point, but you're also a median with your constituents,
Mm-hmm.
and you're an equal, right? And so how do you balance that out, right? And how much of a responsibility is really on the counselor, and which duties are not corresponding to a counselor,
Sure.
right? So that's been that's been very interesting to see.
That's, and this is something I love to hear. Just city council, that is really, one of the entry levels into elected office, and so where you get people running for Congress, Senate, U.S. House, even state Senate, state Congress, that they've got experience under their belt, or whereas city council, mayor, and especially cities of our size, their day job is their business, their whatever it is. It's something that they aren't professional public servants, and so it is. They may not always know all the information, because a lot of times you get elected city councilor and then you learn the job. You have a desire and understanding, but then they send you to a little bit of training, and then you start sitting at your first city council meeting. That's when you kind of learn the job. Whereas at that level, so it's great to see that you kind of have that understanding.
I've braced myself a little bit,
and say a lot of people come in as dreamers on this, saying I want to fix this thing, and that's a great thing. I'm not saying that's bad, but it's kind of like the small business owner that doesn't fully prepare. It's like I'm so good at making food, but it's like, do you know how to run a restaurant?
Mm-hmm.
And that's what they kind of learn. It's like, I love the passion for it, but now I got to figure out how to do that.
Yeah.
And so it sounds like you've spent a lot of time just, all right, I gotta brush up on that. So when I walk in the room, I gotta act like I've been here before.
A little bit, yeah. Gotta know at least what Robert's Law is and how to run a meeting,
Yeah, exactly.
So
I gotta ask, what's been like the most coolest or unique experience you've had so far in this campaign?
Mm-hmm. I just think the amount of support that I've received
Gotcha.
has been immense and just so great and wonderful.
Sure.
I decided that this campaign was for representation and voter registration, which has been quite difficult in Roswell. We don't necessarily.
I would
vote,
argue that is one of our greatest concerns. Yes, crime. We could talk about all those things, but voter turnout is poor. Poor at best.
Yeah, poor at best. And
Yeah.
so, getting to understand how we have to build that trust so that we truly believe that our privilege, our right to vote is actually, being used, right? And that we should trust in our government, that it is effective, and that your voice is going to go through your vote.
And this is kind of why when I started the conversation saying, thank you for running and things, because this current municipal election I think has had the most candidates in recent memory of where, with the exception of Ward 2, every race has a contested race. Mm-hmm. Or Ward 2, we just had one, but it's not uncommon where only one or two of the wards have a contested race and everyone just has a single choice to vote for. Or if mayor, we have one or two. We have, I think, 4 this time. And so that to me says, hey, maybe people are starting to wake up and listen, and just maybe we might see the numbers go up a little bit for this election. Now, my data's old, but about a week out, I heard we only were like 3%.
Yeah, it is a little old, but that's like at most 1,500 people out of, let's say, only 30,000 of us can vote, not all 50. But that we should be very
more proactive.
We should be a little upset about our.
I'm one of those, and I'm in that age set that, look, if you didn't vote, you don't get a right to complain. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You had a chance to make your say, and you chose not to, so shut up.
But it goes back to what I was saying. It goes back to what I was saying. If I don't trust and I don't believe in my vote,
I get it. I
gotta balance it out a little bit and help people find that ground.
Sure, but I'm a little older and more hardened and less patient.
It's all right. And I will say that that's also been something that's really cool is being able to see it across different generations.
Sure.
Obviously, my 25 to 35-year-olds, like, we're all thrilled. We're all thrilled to be here to represent through this call to action.
Yeah.
But also the older generations that have come forth and the elders that put me in this place, right?
Mhm.
That raised me in a sense throughout my
Sure.
lifetime. They're still supporting me.
Well,
and that's incredible. That it's a full cycle, and I hope to continue supporting them through their time here, whether
Sure.
that's advocating for proper healthcare in Roswell and,
Sure.
and what that looks like, or connecting us to better healthcare. I want to still continue having that relationship with those people.
Awesome. This is just from my conversation with here, just kind of the vibes I'm picking up. It sounds like you're one of these folks that, and this is clearly why, you're very bright, obviously, in the way you're talking and the research you do. You can tell you do your homework. But I feel like, so you've got that side of you, but at the same time, your benefit of the youth that also understands, maybe I should listen to the wisdom of, like,
Yes.
I mean, it's very, and I get it. I was young, and I know when you got old heads talking at you all the time, it's like, okay, I get it. Yeah. But now I'm an old head. I'm like, oh, some of that made sense.
Reason.
But so for you to get that information at your young age, I think is a blessing that you're able to embrace that now, because it takes most of us into our 30s, maybe hitting 40 before that starts knocking on our head, going, oh man.
I have older parents. My dad's 72. My mom's turning 60 in a couple weeks. And
so, are you the youngest of the siblings, or do you?
I'm the oldest of two in the household.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they started late.
My sister's my sister's a couple years younger than I am, and but we both just always were surrounded by that older crowd.
Gotcha.
And we found it fascinating. We always held conversations, and so. I'm
Would your friends
excited.
consider you like an old head, or what do they call those?
They call me Google.
Yeah, okay.
Like when I was younger, they would be like, "Oh, ahí viene la Google.
Okay.
There goes Google," But
like there's certain people that, even though they're like 18, they got that old soul and they act like they're 50. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and it's a cultural thing, right? We just have. And then I'm also born December '99, so it's like right on the edge of these two generations that are. The millennial and Gen Z, and I'm like, where do I fall? Where am I? Where do I land?
Yeah,
but
you know what? As you get older, you'll be just like, where I land where I land, and it's me. Jen, you can call me whatever you want to call me, or label me however you want to. I'm just me, and I do my thing.
I'm just me, and my socioeconomic background put me here.
It's like when we're younger, we're so wanting to belong and fit, and like, I'm part of this group. But as you get older, you're kind of like, I'm building my own path, and you decide what it is. I'll let you guys figure it out. I'm just going to do my thing. And I think if you're doing it right, that's how it is. And I mean, you evolve, or just your desires change, and you and then you do get older, and you start thinking, all right, well, I'm not going to be able to change everybody's mind, and and you got to start living into that. All right, well, I just stay in my. And then at some point, it's like, hey, I will show you what I can know. I hope you take it. If you don't, good luck to you.
That's a good. You sound like you're okay with agreeing to disagree.
Yeah, that's I kind of get to that point. But so for you personally, like I said, if obviously hoping to win and do this, but I really hope you do stay involved regardless. So what's life after this election look like for you, either as a city councilor or not as a city councilor?
Yes, well, life will continue exactly the same.
Yeah.
I will continue working with youth and continue advocating for our youth. And I will rerun. If I lose, I'm rerunning, and if I win, then we'll see you soon.
Gotcha.
As councilor, and so.
Sure. Maybe
both outcomes are fascinating. They're going to be great, and I'm more than elated to be here.
Yeah. Well, and I will say, and this is a thing to everybody. The city has many boards about various different things, from the cemetery board to the zoo to
yes, I'm in one.
Yeah, and this is what I'm about to say. Guess who are sitting on? You and me and just the average person in our community. They look for folks to, and I got it. They always are looking for more people to serve on these. So if you have a passion for the cemetery or the zoo or the recreation center, or
anything,
please, there are committees you can serve, and they would love to have you serve. And you serve as kind of eyes and ears for city council. Like when there's needs in these departments, you're the ones who kind of put together stuff to really bring it to the attention of city council. So if there's legislation or work needed to address some of
money
this stuff,
available, right? Grant money, all of those things are so important.
If you want to get involved, those are the ways to get involved, like through the system here and getting actually involved. So like you said, you'll be involved in a few of those committees.
I'm in the subcommittee for the bike and pedestrian, and so that'll be good. Getting the signs in and helping, define that so we can prevent some more of those accidents.
Absolutely.
So it'll be good.
Yeah.
Get involved, guys. Get involved. Don't feel like there isn't a space for you. Hold it for yourself. Go in there with humility and understanding and ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Don't be afraid to engage in conversation. Don't be afraid to disagree, and do it all with good faith and a good mindset that, it's for the best of all of us, with us, for us is really how it should be. So
very good. We're running short on time. Before I give you the last word here, don't forget you can early vote here through, I think, tomorrow, and then Election Day will be next Tuesday, the 4th, and then you can go to any of the voting convenience centers to vote. I did get a flyer yesterday. I don't have it right in front of me, but I know the Pecos Trails Transit will be offering free bus rides to polling locations on Tuesday. So if you cannot get to a polling location, if you can get to a bus stop, they can get you to a polling station.
Yes, they also have their number attached, so you can give them a phone call.
Yeah, for free there too as well. And I would imagine there's going to be other organizations offering rides to the polls and things too. But if you have not already early voted, you can do so, I believe, through tomorrow. And then if not, you're going to have to wait till Tuesday, which is only 3 days, so no big deal.
7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Very good. And finally, last word, if anybody wants to reach out or anything, what's the best way to, if they want to ask you questions or want to learn more about you? Do you have a Facebook or website, or you're younger or something other than? Oh, you got to address old people. We need Facebook. So. No,
I have Instagram and Facebook.
Okay.
Emily Valencia for City Council, Ward 4, and my cell phone number is 575-840-1373.
Very good, and of course, reach out if you want to get hey, you want to say, I want to get more involved, or I would love to talk to you, or whatever.
Yeah, or even if you, on this other side, if you heard me talk about youth and you said, I've always wanted to be a mentor, also let me know.
She's got some volunteer positions for you here too. And
thank you.
And that's great, and get involved and stuff. So thank you very much for spending time. Is there any other thing that you wanted to mention that we didn't touch on, or anything you wanted to cover?
No, thank you. Thank you so much for your time, for everybody else's time. The community has gotten together throughout this election, and it's been obvious. There has been a lot of work being put into this city. And I want to thank all of the people who are actively making sure that the city's running.
We do have a lot of people that care. We just need a few more to help roll up their sleeves and get involved too. So. Thank you very much for joining us here. Thank you again for throwing your hat in the ring and saying, I want to get involved in my community. And like I said, win, lose, or draw, I got a feeling we're going to see more of you from around and doing things and involved in things like that. So thank you very much, and good luck. And anytime you need a platform to get the word out about anything you do, please don't hesitate to reach out.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, 7:54. Let's pause for news and a quick break before, more news. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
With your Pecos Valley news updates, I'm Jared Cirillo. Roswell announcing that it has awarded SkyWest Airlines response to its request for proposal for air service flights from Roswell to Denver via United Airlines reservation, ticketing, and baggage system. The strategic and timely move by Roswell's mayor and city council reflects a commitment to enhancing connectivity for Roswell and its surrounding communities. By acting swiftly to seize the opportunity, the city says it has positioned itself to garner surrounding support, initiate contract negotiations, and fix anticipated schedules for additional flights, which will introduce 2 daily departures and returns to and from Denver International Airport. We have a traffic alert for you in Artesia. The city says stop signs are going up today at Ritchie and Bowman Streets, so that will turn the intersection into a 3-way stop. The new sidewalks along Bowman and Ritchie are already in place to help pedestrian traffic in the area. And the Artesia City Council has voted to accept a donation to the police department from Devon Energy. The donation for $10,000 and will go to help pay for new bulletproof vests for officers. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Here's the viral Halloween prank that's easy to pull off. The problem is, it can also get you killed. And if you don't die, you will probably go to jail. I'm Kim Commando for LinkedIn. Post a job for free. Find qualified candidates quickly at linkedin.com/Kim. No one's quite sure where the prank began, but in Alexandria, Virginia, 3 teens dressed in very realistic and frightening costumes appeared before a Ring doorbell camera and said, "Either you come out or we're coming in." The homeowner was frightened beyond belief. Freddy Krueger is no longer just a story. Today, there are real-life murderers. Luigi Maggioni, Tyler James Robinson, Thomas Matthew Crooks, Brian Kohlberger, and none are made-up Hollywood horror. They're real-life horror. If you walk up to somebody's doorbell and pull such a stupid prank, you have just left a high-def calling card and a perfect sample of your voice. There's no question America's on edge more so than ever before. The best Halloween may be just to stay home. Get my free newsletter now at getkim.com. As a small business owner, you don't have the luxury of clocking out early. Your business is on your mind 24/7. So when you're hiring, you need a partner that grinds just as hard as you do. That hiring partner is LinkedIn Jobs. LinkedIn makes it easy to post your job for free, share it with your network, and get qualified candidates that you can manage all in one place. Their new feature can help you write job descriptions and then quickly get your job in front of the right people. Either post your job for free or pay to promote. Promoted jobs get 3 times more qualified applicants. At the end of the day, the most important thing to your small business is the quality of candidates. And with LinkedIn, you can feel confident that you're getting the best. Find out why more than 2.5 million small businesses use LinkedIn for hiring today. Find your next great hire on LinkedIn. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/Kim. That's linkedin.com/Kim to post your job for free. Terms and conditions apply. Do it today. Post your job for free at linkedin.com/Kim.
It's time for the Chaves County Sports Report. The big game tonight at the Wool Bowl. It's Roswell against Goddard. Goddard is designated as the home team. The Rockets are 6-3 overall. So is Roswell. But there's one game difference in the district standings. So Roswell sitting at second, 5-1 overall in district, while Goddard is 4-2. So Goddard has a chance to move into second place in the last regular season game. Dexter will be hosting Socorro tonight at 7 o'clock as well. Dexter is 7-1, and NMMI hosting El Paso Cathedral starting at 7. The 8-man football playoffs begin tonight, and it's a rematch of last week's game between Gateway Christian and the Hagerman Lake Arthur combo. Gateway won last week 64-12. They'll be playing again tonight, starting at 7 o'clock. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
Is your old car really scary? Does it look dreadful or smell awful? Don't be afraid. Roswell Ford will take in any trade. Roswell Ford needs your trade, so now is the perfect time to upgrade from your old vehicle and drive home a new Ford or quality pre-owned vehicle. You'll be shocked at how much we'll pay for your old car, truck, or SUV toward the purchase of a new Ford. And don't be frightened by how much you owe on your old car. Roswell Ford will take your trade, even if you owe thousands more than it's worth, so you can upgrade to a new Ford and get massive savings. 0% financing and make no payments till 2026. Worried your credit will make car buying scary? We've partnered with even more aggressive lenders who will push to approve your credit, even if it's less than perfect. All roads lead to huge American-made savings and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford, 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell. Call 575-623-3673 or online at roswellford.com. 0 APR for 48 months is $20.83 per thousand finance. Interest accrues from date of sale. Subject to lender approval on select vehicles. Offers not combined.
Your home for Sean Hannity in Roswell. 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. KEND, Roswell, New Mexico.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rex Thomason. In addition to food aid, the ongoing government shutdown is impacting air travel. there are concerns about the busy holiday season approaching.
Vice President J.D. Vance has warned of a potential holiday meltdown if a government shutdown stretches into the busy Thanksgiving holiday travel season. Vance had a White House meeting with the CEOs of the major airlines, unions, and other aviation industry officials who are concerned that a continued shutdown into late November could lead to more employee absences, longer turmoil at airports, flight delays, and cancellation.
Correspondent Bill Alexander. President Trump is urging the Senate to scrap the filibuster so that Republicans can bypass the Democrats and reopen the federal government. Sudden downpour dumped several inches of rain in less than a half hour, unleashing flash flooding across parts of the New York metropolitan area yesterday. Blamed for 2 deaths in the flooded basements of New York City, the storm toppled trees, brought down power lines, it snarled mass transit and wreaked havoc at the airports. Devastated by Hurricane Melissa, Jamaica is taking its very first steps down the long road to recovery.
There are parts of the country that have been without water for several days, and food is growing increasingly scarce. In more positive news, aid supplies are beginning to come in more rapidly, with the airport in the capital Kingston largely back to normal. Smaller regional airports, however, remain only partly operational, and some are located near to where the humanitarian assistance is most needed. As such, aid agencies and the military are bringing in the urgently needed supplies from Kingston via road, many of which remain unpassable in places.
The BBC's Will Grant. Stocks higher on Wall Street this hour. The Dow is up 40 points. The Nasdaq ahead 211 points, and the S&P is better by 29. More on these stories, townhall.com.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
The government shutdown claims another victim as a U.S.-funded international broadcaster sharply curtails its schedule.
Radio Free Asia has been one of the few reliable sources of news in parts of the continent where authoritarian governments limit people's access to information. It was founded in 1996 to report on China and other Asian countries with limited press freedom, including North Korea, Vietnam, Cambodia, and Myanmar. At its peak, it was reaching 60 million listeners a week. Its exclusive and detailed reports on China's alleged systematic persecution of the Uyghur Muslim minority in Xinjiang province brought global attention to the issue.
The BBC's Anbarasan Etirajan. Chinese leader Xi Jinping tells Asia-Pacific leaders that his country will help to defend global free trade. He spoke at the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation Summit in South Korea. Townhall.com. This story lends a whole new meaning to the phrase, have a seat.
Spanish police have arrested 7 people suspected of stealing 1,100 chairs from outdoor seating areas at bars and restaurants in Madrid over a 2-month time frame. Now, authorities estimate the stolen property worth nearly $70,000. The suspects facing charges of theft and belonging to a criminal organization. They allegedly sold the chairs in Spain, Morocco, and Romania. Jason Walker reporting.
Silicon Valley chipmaker NVIDIA planning to supply its graphics processing units for projects with the South Korean business community and the government. The aim is to advance the country's artificial intelligence infrastructure. The government and the companies announced the plan after South Korea's president met today with NVIDIA's chief executive. More on these stories, townhall.com.
What in the wide, wide world of sports is going on here?
promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder and the touch of a world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm, I'm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar and cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The sound of West and what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 8 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 2 of Morning with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Halloween.
Yes, welcome to it. Speaking of Halloween, I was just browsing through selections on Netflix last night, and I noticed trending once again in the top 10 on Netflix, which, by the way, is why I did the do's, because that's the da-doom. Hubie Halloween. Back
really?
trending once again, yes. That seasonal classic Adam Sandler flick.
You know what? I would like to offer a second Adam Sandler movie that should be part of Halloween.
Okay.
Little Nicky.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I agree. That's a Halloween classic.
Yeah.
See, because I'm not a huge fan. I rebuke horror movies in general.
Yeah.
I just don't like them.
Yeah.
I've never been a fan of horror movies. I've tolerated them to a point, but we reached a level of gore in horror movies. I'm just like, no. If they have good cinematography, I respect it. The 28 days, weeks, years, those movies are phenomenal only because of some of the weird, interesting camera shots that they pull off.
Right.
I love those. Psychological horror all day long, all day, every day. Like the Stephen King stuff from back in the 80s, Misery messed me up as a kid. Pet Sematary was another one. But then I skip completely over any other horror movies except horror comedy. If you can startle me, but then make me laugh about it,
you're good.
I'm okay with it.
You know what's, I don't know why. I have no inclination of why. I'm not a big horror movie fan either. But the original Blair Witch Project movie,
right?
I dug it. Like I don't know if it was just because of the whole hype around it, and then the shaky.
They did a really good job.
It felt very authentic to me
in the marketing of that movie. They did an amazing job of making it feel authentic.
Yeah,
I think that was a big part of it.
Fooled so many people.
Right.
I'm to this day. You still get idiots running around Burkittsville or running around that part of Maryland looking for Blair Witch things. I'm first, I'm like, hey, it's not real. They shot that part in Florida. The only part that was shot in Maryland is the part where they interviewing like the townsfolk. That's the only part that's done in Maryland.
Here's the thing, though. It's one of those situations where I don't think it'll ever happen again unless you can get a team to pull off that level of marketing.
Yeah.
Because now that the found footage genre exists, you're real hard pressed to get something like that. Because once the veil is off, so to speak. I mean, did Paranormal Activity, did any of those ever hit you like in that same?
No.
Because you knew it was a movie.
To be honest, they were the perfect setup for a scary movie knockoff.
Yeah.
Comedy knockoff.
Spoofing.
Yeah.
They had a good spoofing coming.
Yeah.
And I agree 100%. Yeah, that found footage genre of movies is just sort of like, so you have to kind of find a new way to engineer found footage to be its own thing. Because also, I think that not only did Blair Witch spawn that found footage genre, but it also spawned maybe I don't know if it spawned the thing itself, but it definitely spawned the plethora of murder documentaries that we have now.
Speaking of that, by the way, I think like those three actors, the main actors in the original one, they got like screwed out all kinds of money.
Oh yeah, no, they because they were basically nobodies, and they didn't really know how to negotiate a contract, and they sort of got screwed out of like I think it was the royalties from the movie moving forward.
Well, they were supposed to kind of make it up on the Blair Witch 2 back end, but that thing was a nightmare.
Electric Boogaloo,
and that, like, whereas Blair Witch is so good, Blair Witch 2 is so bad.
Right. And again, it's all sort of the kayfabery of it all. It's as long as we believe what we're seeing, it makes it so much more visceral.
Yeah.
If we know that it's a ruse, it doesn't hit as hard.
Now the Blair Witch thing has totally been spoofed and mocked and everything 100 times over, but it's why, to me, it's why like The Matrix is still such a big movie, because that brought CGI to another level.
Right.
That was the movie that said, "Whoa, did you see this guy dodging bullets? How amazing does that look?" And we, you know what I mean? That was.
It's always hilarious to me to go back and look at like mid '90s CGI in movies.
Yeah.
When like, okay, now I'm like, you can see the moment where it goes from an actor to that's clearly a CGI depiction of that actor.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious.
It is.
But at the same time, I respect the practicality of it all. Like, what was that movie? The Clash of the Titans. The original Clash of the Titans is so campy and so cheesy by today's standards, but it's so good for its time that it was monumental.
I watched it in my young brain, and I was blown away by it. How amazing they're. Matter of fact, one of the nightmare fuel my kid as a kid, the thing that scared me when I'm laying down was the Medusa thing with at the end with the turn to stone, and it was just that claymation with the snakes moving, and that thing was nightmare fuel to me.
I don't know this for a fact, but maybe psychologically that's part of the reason I don't make eye contact with people, because you might be a secret Medusa and I don't know. You could be wearing a hat hiding the snakes.
Yeah.
Maybe you trim them back in the fall.
But then I fully admit, watching the movie 20 years later as a grown person, I'm like, that Al is horrible.
It was so, when I watched the reboot, the only reference to the owl was he's going through like a box of stuff and he picks up the owl and he kind of just sets it aside. I'm like, aw, it's the best part of the original.
Right.
But I respect the practicality of stuff like that, because I've always admired like props masters and stuff that when they can, what they call Greek a product to where like it doesn't have the brand name but it's close.
Yeah. Well, and this gets back to Star Wars. Why Star Wars is what it is, because there was nothing in 1977 on cinema that looked like Star Wars.
Right.
In its time. So you're like, people are like, that looks like space. This is and to be honest, the amount. And this is why George Lucas is George Lucas. If you go and most nerds know this, but I mean the amount of toys and gadgets and models created for the original Star Wars movies. They had 37 versions of the Millennium Falcon, from like Matchbox size to life size.
That was Lucas's like foundation.
Yeah.
Because when he did the Star Wars movies, he opted to not take the bonus, like the back end bonus. But instead said, I get all
the marketing,
all the rights to the merchandising.
Yep, the merch.
Every single bit of merch that goes out, that goes back to George Lucas. I think still to this day, even with the Disney deal.
Well,
or at least a portion of it does.
And kids, he was so big that Kenner couldn't keep up with the toys.
That's right.
Sure, Star Wars.
If you got an
IOU,
a cardboard cutout of the Death Star, that is worth a whole lot of money.
Right.
I watched this thing yesterday where they were going, it was a video game convention, and they stopped on, and I was even blown away that they had a copy of it, but it's an NES copy in box, no manual, in box, of the Bandai Stadium Sports.
Oh, wow.
Now, the reason that's such a big deal, Bandai Stadium Sports came out with its own game and play pad. Nintendo took that idea, bought it, and bought the game Stadium Sports from Bandai and the power pad and all of it, and said, our only requirement is that you pull all versions of this game and destroy them, the Bandai ones. So there's only like 200 copies in the world that exist. So they had a copy of this NES game, no manual, in box. How much do you think it was worth?
Probably like $1 million.
Well, okay, now I feel stupid.
$100,000.
$50,000.
Okay.
This seller was selling this copy of an NES game. Just an NES game. I was like, that's insane. If you have a level of like a modicum of, I'm going to hold on to this for a minute, keep it in good condition.
Yeah.
I mean,
what's that's like one of those ET games they pulled out of the junkyard worth.
The thing is, they're kind of like once they found they're sort of like all over the place. Yeah.
I remember playing that game.
Do you really?
I played ET the game. My friend had it, and it was impossible to play.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. You all of a sudden you're going in, next thing you know, boom, you're in a pit.
Yeah.
I'm like, what happened?
Back in
I see the man in the yellow hat.
In the Atari generation, your manual was vital because this wasn't going to do it. You needed to read the story to know what each pixel meant.
Well, they tried to make it like Zelda, and it was just not.
Right.
It was bad. And they were trying to. Well, and they rushed that game out. There's a whole documentary on how that thing came out. Go watch it.
It was like 2 months to Christmas, and they're like, we need a game.
But if you want a good Alamogordo documentary, talking about the whole thing.
That's a great little...
I guess it's probably still on Netflix.
I'd have to track that down and see where it's at.
I saw it was on Netflix, but that was years ago, so I don't know. I'd have to look.
Well, give us the rundown.
Yeah, let me give you the rundown while we do that. Here in just a minute, we'll get you update with the weather, and then shortly thereafter, we're going to be talking with the folks from the Conquistador Council and Scouting America. We'll have Carl Shelton, the Scout Executive, and Chris Lauderman, the Board President, talking about the Conquistador Council's 100th Anniversary Gala. That's going to be happening Saturday evening, November 8th at the Artesia Country Club. So we'll talk about them, and of course some other upcoming scouting events as well too.
Is it a gala or a gala?
I think it's tomato.
It's like data and data.
Yeah, you can go either way.
So the movie's called Atari Game Over.
Okay.
And it was 2014 is when it came out, and it's actually available in its entirety on YouTube.
Okay.
It's an hour and 6 minutes, so it's a quick watch, and it's fascinating to kind of get into the making of that game, how they rushed it to the holiday market, and just the results and kind of how it got buried and never talked about again. So
yeah, I remember watching it probably around 2014 whenever it came out.
Around that time.
Around that
Guess
time.
it was.
So, all right, it is 8:17. Let's get you up to date on the weather.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We're looking good over the weekend. Mid-70s to about 80 on the afternoon high today, and we get sunny skies. Overnight, a little bit of cloud cover with a dry cold front dropping in. We'll be in the low 40s, and that will cool us off quite a bit on Saturday. It'll be windy but sunny. Afternoon highs in the upper 60s. We're back in the 70s with plenty of sunshine for Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 39 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 53%, with winds out of the north at 5 miles per hour. Sunny, mid-70s for a high today, 74 officially. Winds out of the south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Mostly cloudy early tonight, then gradually becoming clear. Night low of 43, with southwest winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. Looking at the weekend, just get these burps all the time. I think it's getting old. It's part of that. Looking at the weekend, Saturday, a little cooler, sunny, 67, north winds 5 to 15. Sunny on Sunday, back up into the upper 70s, 78 for a high there. And then Monday, when you head back to work and school, 79 for a high, but then 83 Tuesday, 81 on Wednesday, 82 on Thursday of next week. So a little bit warmer for next week's temps, looks like there. All right, it is 8:19. We're going to take a 3-minute break, and then we will be joined by Carl and Chris with the Conquistador Council. Don't go away. You're listening to Mornings with Mike Winters.
Is your old car really scary? Does it look dreadful or smell awful? Don't be afraid. Roswell Ford will take in any trade. Roswell Ford needs your trade, so now is the perfect time to upgrade from your old vehicle and drive home a new Ford or quality pre-owned vehicle. You'll be shocked at how much we'll pay for your old car, truck, or SUV toward the purchase of a new Ford. And don't be frightened by how much you owe on your old car. Roswell Ford will take your trade, even if you owe thousands more than it's worth, so you can upgrade to a new Ford and get massive savings. 0% financing and make no payments till 2026. Worried your credit will make car buying scary? We've partnered with even more aggressive lenders who will push to approve your credit, even if it's less than perfect. All roads lead to huge American-made savings and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford, 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell. Call 575-623-3673 or online at roswellford.com. 0 APR for 48 months is $20.83 per thousand finance. Interest accrues from date of sale. Subject to lender approval on select vehicles. Offers not combined.
If you want to install a new roof, you can do it the cheap way or you can do it the right way. Jennifer here from Trustmark Roofing, and one of our customers recently found this out the hard way. He was going to hire us to re-roof his roof, but he found someone to do the job for $2,000 cheaper. Half a year later, this customer called us to re-inspect his brand new roof. Turns out this contractor was not a contractor at all. He had no license and no insurance. The roof was installed incorrectly and never had been passed by the city inspector. We had to re-roof his brand new roof, tear off the shingles and start from scratch. It was the most expensive $2,000 anyone has ever saved. If you need a roof installed the right way, you can trust who your neighbors trust. You can trust Trustmark Roofing for no obligation to the penny quote on your roof transformation. Call 575-755-ROOF. That's 575-755-7663.
Trustmark Roofing, we put people first.
Injury, surgery, or illness can set you back, but you don't have to recover alone. At Artesia General Hospital, our rehabilitation services team provides physical, occupational, and speech therapy to help you regain strength, mobility, and confidence. Take the next step toward recovery. Call 575-736-8174 today to schedule an appointment and get back to living life to the fullest.
Experience Still Waters with Leanna Crawford, the Still Waters Tour.
He leads me by still waters till my fears are gone.
With special guest Kay Thompson, Saturday, November 15th at Waymaker Church in Roswell. Get tickets now at leannacrawford.com with VIP package available or at the door. Get your tickets now for the Still Waters Tour featuring Leanna Crawford, Saturday, November 15th at Waymaker Church, 202 South Sunset in Roswell. This is an all-ages event.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. There are 293 ways to make change for $1. Try all 293 on the guy who keeps borrowing money from you. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 22 minutes after 9 o'clock. And joining us in studio this morning from the Conquistador Council, part of Scouting America. Of course, we have Scout Executive Carl Shelton back with us, and Board President Chris Lauderman as well. I think, I'm trying to think, have you been on the radio with us? I think it's your first time, isn't it, Chris?
It's my first time in the capacity for the Conquistador Council.
There we go. That's right. We had you on. That's right.
I've been here for Roswell Rotary.
That's right. Rotary. There. Okay. There we go. So different hat today for Chris.
Different hat.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Of course, it's been busy, with scouts here over, with, of course, it's just you wind down from summer camps to going to school. And as soon as you hit as soon as summer camp season ends, you kind of hit the ground running with the fall and, kind of back to school and kind of starting the new season up, so to speak. Yeah. So it's just been kind of a busy. Now we kind of transitioned. Now we're getting close to the holidays when, now we're kind of paying tribute to some big milestones here, which we'll talk about in a minute. But it's been kind of a busy few months here.
It is, absolutely. And yet you're right. There's never really a lull, but we come out of a season of summer camp into a season of getting that new year started, or all the new Cub Scouts that are joining the packs and the ones that are returning, and getting that started, and just enjoying the fall activities.
Yeah, it's kind of, which, by the way, is if you're interested in your family getting involved in scouting, and like I said, they can start as early as kindergarten here, all the way up to, you're about to kick them out the house. And so, and now's the perfect time to reach out, right? Kind of like in that beginning of the...
Absolutely. There's no wrong time,
Sure.
but this is the best time.
You're going to find a lot of people that are new at the same time, and you can kind of go through the scouting experience together. So kind of you get to... y'all be trying to get your tenderfoot or whatever whatever you are in that milestone together there too. But one thing we do want to, if it's not already on your radar, a last minute reminder to put on your radar. Here in about a week, November 8th, the Conquistador Council will be celebrating its 100th anniversary, and they're going to have a gala at the Artesia Country Club here next Saturday night, November 8th. This is just a week. It's amazing that the council's been around for that, scouting. I mean, just scouting in itself, it's longer than 100, but just to see it's going strong and to see, councils like in New Mexico here that are now celebrating 100 years where, I'm sure scouting didn't get its foothold here in New Mexico. It started in other parts of the country before it kind of got its foothold here, but 100 years in this part of New Mexico, and so we're going to be celebrating it here on November 8th. So it's kind of a big deal.
It is, yeah. And you're right. With scouting, now is 115 years old in the country, and it moved across the country from the East Coast here. And we've had troops here for longer than 100 years. In fact, famed artist Peter Hurd was in Troop 1 that was right here in Roswell. And but it was just little troops kind of independently doing their thing in the program.
Scouting before a scouting official came, and all the principles and values of it.
Came together to bring leadership to the whole area to provide cohesive programs, start to build summer camps and things like that. And that's why at the time what was called the Eastern New Mexico Council was founded, and then we changed our name about 1954, but it's the same organization, the same footprint that we've been serving.
Very good. So I was making the jokes like, 100 years old, don't look a day over 50. But this is going to be a great night. I mean, obviously, scouters from all over the council are going to be there, but we would love to invite the public, too, to come celebrate with us and see, use this as an opportunity to learn what scouting's all about. And, after 100 years, they're pretty good at it at this point. 100 years of practice.
Yeah, absolutely. We're looking forward to the event. It's going to be at the Artesia Country Club. We made it black tie optional. So if you have your tux and formal gown, feel free to put it on, but it's optional. So you don't have to go out and rent one.
Okay. A suit or
come in a
dress
suit
would be just fine.
That would be just fine.
Perfect. Very good.
Yeah, it's a special occasion. You don't get to do 100 years. So,
exactly.
So we want to do it up.
Yeah.
We're going to share stories.
Go like James Bond if you want. Go James Bond.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
So yeah, we're going to share some stories from the past, hear from people around it, and then we're going to have dinner and band and a number of other things that just make it a party.
Absolutely. Now, we do. We are, we're going to have a silent auction. Things we do want to scouting. Hey, in case you haven't heard, is a nonprofit organization that these troops are really run by the money that they raise within their troops. So there's going to be a silent auction and opportunities to make donations and to get, and all that funding goes back into the scouting programs as part of the Conquistador Council to help, things like kids get to go to summer camp and stuff like that. That provides those kind of opportunities.
Yeah, and this event in particular, the proceeds we make from that auction and any other extra donations are going directly to campership scholarships for the Jamboree or summer camp.
Okay.
Next year, we've got our National Jamboree coming up. We have always sent a contingent from this council, and next year will be no different.
That's a real. Hopefully, there's some scouts listening. If you get that opportunity to go on that National Jamboree trip, take it. Trust me, as a guy who's been to a few of these things, you don't want to miss. As a guy who got the chance to go to a World Jamboree that's been to multiple national jamborees, those are experiences that you will never get at any other place on the planet. If you get the opportunity, take it. It's just like when they say, can you go to, I know it's not as big a deal here, but when they say, would you like to go to Philmont, you say, yes, please. That's what you do.
It's a big deal even for our scouts to go up there because it's not just the absolutely beautiful venues, but the experiences that are provided at Philmont, the experiences provided at Jamboree, other high adventure bases. You won't get them any other place.
And you're lucky. You don't have a 3-day bus trip to get there. You got a 4-hour trip back home, and then you're back in your own bed.
True, but there's an adventure in that trip by itself, isn't there, Mike?
You're not wrong.
And that's part of the Jamboree, because that's going to go back to Chris's home state of West Virginia.
Yeah.
And they go up and do, the D.C. area, and it's an adventure to go on that trip.
Yeah.
And all that, it opens the eyes of some of these 14 to 17-year-olds, even younger.
Sure.
And they just see the world in a different place. And going to something with 40,000 other scouts,
sure,
there is nothing quite like going, oh, this isn't the 10 of us that meet in the church multi-purpose room.
Right.
This is a big organization, and it's amazing.
It is. It's kind of funny. We talked about Philmont, and that's like the opposite for me, where it's a 3-day bus trip to get to Philmont. It's a 2-hour trip at the time it was in Virginia when I was down when they did the National Jamboree, but kind of not West Virginia, but Virginia. But it was a 2-hour car ride down to the park. Now it's a little longer, I think, in West Virginia. Not much longer, maybe depending on traffic, because you got to get through D.C. That's a whole other nightmare. But anyway, but yes, you know what's weird? I just remembered that I saw the band Menudo at the National Jamboree. They were a big deal then. Like Menudo was like every kid on the planet was like, oh, Menudo, you know what I mean? And they performed at the National Jamboree the first year I went to the National Jamboree. I know kids are Menudo, but I know you guys remember Menudo.
Oh, absolutely. They're trying to kickstart that band again now. Yeah,
yeah. And I think that was like one of the first iterations of Menudo, like that first generation of Menudo, because they've had like multiple generations of Menudo. Not the soup, the musical group. I didn't know about the soup then. I lived in Maryland. But yeah, that's what scouting is, and this is what the gala is all about, and that's why. So please bid on that silent auction to give these scouters an opportunity to experience camp there. And I've never got to see the West Virginia site there, but I know it's because that's their new permanent home now.
Yes.
But I hear it's pretty amazing.
I haven't been out to it yet either. It's now coming up on 10, 12 years. The one I went to was Fort A.P. Hill in Virginia as well.
Yeah.
And so,
This will be neat. That's and it's great that they got like a permanent home. I mean, they kind of did with AP, but it's this is just for the scouts, and this is West Virginia is a beautiful country. That's I mean, Chris, but it's okay. The mountains aren't quite as big as they are out here, but they're equally as challenging to hike in and live in. And put it this way, I did all my Philmont prep work in West Virginia.
You need that elevation practice.
Right.
Yep.
That was the closest I could get from being a guy in D.C. We'd go up there and got some good skiing up there too in West Virginia.
Yeah. And we hope that the gala will have a lot of the people that we consider scouting alumni, and that's a broad term. That's anybody who has been positively influenced by our program, and that may mean that you were a kid like those of us sitting in the room right here, or maybe you raised a child in the program, or maybe you were that den parent or that scoutmaster. If you've had a positive impact in your life by being a part of scouting, we'd love for you to come and spend time with us and just celebrate that time.
Scouting, as much as we focus on the youth, it is a family affair, and I don't know how many times. I mean, I would have never had all the experience of my scouting. I hadn't been for my dad and his involvement, and my mom. My mom in the early days as a cub den mother and doing all that stuff. And once I graduated Boy Scouts, the older scout, dad kind of, mom took the back seat and dad kind of took the reins there. But that's y'all grow up. So yes, moms, dads, everybody, please come and be a part of this. And if you come, maybe you came as a young camper to Wahinape years ago as a young scout, and you had I started my first campfire there, or I got totem chip there. That was right there. I remember my first merit badge at camp. Whatever that is, please come celebrate with us.
And people may not know this too, but New Mexico actually has a representative on the National Boy Scout board, and she will be giving her thoughts and insight as our keynote address.
Okay,
too,
yeah,
at
she'll be
this
our
event.
keynote speaker, Allison Schuler.
Allison Schuler,
yes. She'll be our keynote speaker, and I'm sure she'll have some great stories and wisdom to share, too, about scouting and the council.
Yes, I mean, she knows New Mexico, and she knows scouting, so she really has a great understanding, and she has served as a volunteer in almost every level inside this organization. So she's got her share of stories and insights to share with us. And,
Absolutely.
And she's a very dear person. So,
you know what I'd like to see too is, folks that come that like you were saying, you're scouts years ago, maybe either as a kid or you yourself, maybe you were raising your children through scouting and now they're all adults now. And you're I would love for you to come to the event because if you've had an absence of 5, 10, 15, how many years it is from scouting, you're going to walk in on that Saturday night, and after about 5 minutes in, it's going to be like old hat. Right? Yep. You know what I mean? It's going to be like it doesn't matter what generation of scouting it was, or the time period, or what you did in scouting. You walk in and it's all just like it's the same feel, the same environment, the same mindset, the same types of just. Even the smells are the same sometimes. Like, oh man, this smells like a blue and gold dinner. You know what I mean? It's just, it all comes back flooding in those memories and things like that.
Absolutely. One other thing that if there's somebody else who would like to donate a piece of art or jewelry or something to the auction, we are certainly open to increasing what we're putting out for auction.
We can make more room.
Reach out to us if you see something on museum day this weekend and you say, I'm going to pick up that print and I'll drop it by the council office.
There you go.
We'll gladly accept it.
That'll be a fine donation. And hey, we can even give you a tax write-off.
Absolutely.
We got that capability.
But there are other pictures we're looking for. And as a short story, we just had somebody show up with pictures for us of they were from the 1950s. Now, they weren't ours. It turns out they're from a troop in California, and we're getting those books to that troop that's about to hit their 75th anniversary.
Oh, cool.
And they don't have those treasures, and now it's a part of their history.
That's cool.
We are really actively working to build the best photo and oral history that we can of this council because we want it for generations to come. And in this digital age, it is easier to also store that stuff and
Absolutely.
mark that stuff and track it. So if you've got a photo album at home and you've got some pictures of the troop that your dad was in or you were in, we would love to have copies of what you've got so that we can just continue to build our archive.
Yeah, could build that up, and generations of scouts get to come and see that stuff down the road. And who knows? You're part of the scouting history here. We would love to chronicle that.
And we have a book about the first portion of our history here, the saga of Potato Canyon, which is where our camp is in. But we do have somebody who's trying to work on the 1980s to current history. So if you've got some pictures, if you've got some history, because we want to continue to mark that in a way that we could share.
Hopefully you got all those, that was the age of the disposable cameras and things. Yeah. Hopefully you got a few of them. Maybe go get them developed and maybe see what's on them bad boys.
Or slides. A lot of slideshows.
Yeah. And those cube flashes.
Oh, goodness.
Remember the disc camera? That was hot for a minute there during that right, early 80s.
I remember that one.
Camera. Yeah. Chris is a little younger, I think. He's like,
yeah, I'm a little younger.
He's like, no. Carl and I know.
Oh, goodness. Yeah. Well, that's when your shots counted. You only had a certain number on that film you were taking, not this endless amount of memory to just snap.
I'm down to 28. Hold on. There's only 3 left. 4 left.
7 days of camp. How am I going to use?
Right. And then you had like this, like I remember when I went to Australia for the World Jamboree, I literally had a grocery sack of about 20 rolls of film and matter of fact, I left half, because I'm a dumb kid, I forgot some of them. So I got we were going to be in Hawaii for 3 days before we went to. That's when I learned things are not the same price in Hawaii. 'Cause I'll just buy some film in Hawaii. I ended up spending like $50 for 10 rolls of film, and I was like, this is like half my money. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna spend money on film. It's like I'll take mental pictures. So yeah, I know that pain. I do want to throw out if you do want to register, the deadline is like today, so it's real easy to do though. If you just go to nmscouts.org and you can register for the gala here right there, and you can register and sign up, and I think you can even pay through there if you want.
Yep, you can handle everything, pay for everything there, and we're going to call on Monday and kind of give our final numbers to everybody. So
Gotcha.
We need to get that information. So.
I got you. So please get on the internets there. Again, it's nmscouts.org. So very easy to go, and you can register through there. And then of course, if is there other can you donate through that even if you're not going to the gala?
Oh yeah,
you
can donate to the Scouts through there. You can find all our contact for sharing. Getting those pictures to us, to our marketing person, Denise, who I think's been in here as well.
Oh, yeah, Denise is... matter of fact, she got to spend her summer in film. We got to get her in just to talk about that.
Yeah.
She's been doing it in film.
Denise kind of did a split worked for us remotely, and did marketing for Philmont. Spent the whole summer up there.
Oh, she was doing marketing. Okay.
Yep. But
they didn't stick her in an outpost up in the mountains.
No, she was.
So she was near the ice cream all summer.
All summer, yeah.
That's sloughing it. I thought they were gonna stick her up in the mountains somewhere. That was like the biggest thing. The ice cream thing. You don't realize how popular that ice cream is when you come off that mountain. I'm just kidding. That's cool that she got to experience that.
Yeah.
Yeah, any day you get to look at the tooth of time every day, it can't be a bad day, right?
It is just gorgeous to be up there.
Yeah.
So
yeah, absolutely. So, but anyway, yes, please, you can go through that, and of course, like we said, don't forget, if you're interested in scouting, there is a pack or troop. I guarantee probably within a mile or two of your home right now here,
Yep.
And so. We can reach out and like you said, from youth, starting from kindergarten all the way up to graduating really up to 21 years of age, can be involved in scouting either through the varsity or explore post things all the way down through our entry level Tiger Cubs and things like that too.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's all available there too. Of course, I know just a couple long-term events here. I know we want to put on people's radar is another tradition as part of the Conquistador. We'll have our gala here, but coming up in February will be your annual Eagle Scout dedication every year, and I've been blessed to be a part of it for the last half dozen years or so now. And this is cool. I love that the council has this tradition that if you earned the rank of Eagle Scout and you were in a troop here in the Conquistador Council, your name is for all of time or until the world ends or whenever they, whatever the patio, whenever they move the Scout headquarters, I guess, your name will be there. And every year they put the new Eagle Scout class of the Conquistador Council. And I don't know, for every year for the last several years, there's always been 3 or 4, maybe as many as half dozen that receive their Eagle Scout each year that we get to honor on that patio. And it's just a short ceremony and everything. But I think that's one of the coolest little mementos at the council. And that's unique to Conquistador Council. That's something that's all Conquistador, not Scouts in every part of the world or country get to experience that kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's a great memory for the Eagles that come and participate in that, share with us a little bit about their scouting journey, where they've been, and then we have people who, they're coming through, even if they've moved away from here. We'll just have people show up at the door and go, "Hey, I want to show my kids my name in the patio," or
that's cool.
They just come by to. Am I really still there? Okay, so but we also have a number of local folks who are still in there and proud to be there.
Run into them at the Walmart at your church right now.
Yep.
Absolutely. So, but that'll be coming in February. We'll talk more about it as we get. And then, of course, and then right after that, that's like Pinewood Derby season, right? That's when we start seeing all the Pinewood Derby competitions, and usually they'll do some public place here. We get to go and everyone can go and watch or participate if you're one of the scouts there that have your car. So there's a lot of scouting stuff going on here. They just want to keep on people's radar. And of course, if you have any questions about anything, you can always call or come by the scouting headquarters. They're off of Aspen.
Yep.
And what's the office hours over there?
So we've got somebody in the office from 8 to 5 Monday through Friday. Come on in. We have a very nice little shop in there.
Yes.
And if you're one of our alumni, and we've got just some shirts and hats and things like that for you, just for everyday wear.
It's a little museum-esque too. If you want to see some old scout books and old scout patches and scout thing, that's all through there. So it's of course, you got to be careful. Not all of that's for sale. So be like, how much is this? No, that's
right.
That's not.
And neither are our Peter Herds, but you're welcome to come by and look at our Peter and Michael Herds that are hanging in the office. He was not just in our council as a scout. He was active as an adult for many, many years and very generous with artwork for us.
That's awesome. Well, yeah, we are very blessed to have his. It's just, but yeah, come by the headquarters. If you've never been, come see it. It's a little nugget of scout history. Of course, if you've never seen the patio of which we speak, that's where it's located too.
Right there on Aspen, north of Country Club.
Yeah, and of course, if you are looking, and I say this, I mean, scouting is such. If you have a child, scouting really does, and I know I get soapboxy on this, but it really, it prepares kids for the future. Whatever path they want to go, whatever dreams they want to pursue, scouting gives them a platform to achieve it, and that's what I love about it.
And we hope that people understand we're what you call an upstream program. You know, we're the ones that help to fix the problems before they get downstream. And we want to help it so that they're not having problems in their lives. Those who are in scouting are less likely to find themselves in any type of a juvenile or adult crisis. Mm-hmm. They make more money. Statistically, there was a survey done. They will make more money over their lifetimes.
Radio, they're not so much.
Well, we're a nonprofit service, but that's
it's more than what it fills my heart.
But there's that career and the badges that we offer. Honestly, many find either lifetime passions or their careers because they were involved in the program and they took a merit badge and they said, look at that. And then we teach just simple fundamentals that I take for granted because I grew up with them, but they're life skills from cooking to tying knots to how to handle a knife and those things that it's just surprising how many people don't know those.
Absolutely. And I think also scouting gives you the critical thinking skills. So when you do come across the thing that looks like what it is, scouting really, okay, well, let's variable out here and maybe we can deduce what we're dealing with. And so they teach that critical thinking to say, okay, this ain't going according to plan. How do we adapt? How do we pivot? How do we make it happen despite the variable change? And that's scouting 101.
And it's all done in a fun, more like a game than it is like going to school. So we say teach and they learn. But when you're a scout, you don't think, oh, I'm sitting in another classroom for another however many hours.
I think my love of Civil War history is through scouting. Because, growing up in the D.C., I mean, Western, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You can throw a rock and hit a battlefield around there. And I got to explore, Gettysburg. I've been to Gettysburg 100 times as a scout, and I loved it every single time hiking to there. Antietam, Harper's Ferry. I've been to all these places, and we're kind of blessed living in that area, but because of that, as a grown man, and take my wife I took her to Gettysburg years ago, and things like that. Scouting just developed that love for me and that passion for me, and other things too. But that's one of those ones that I definitely think I can directly correlate to scouting, because had I not been in scouting, I would have never hiked those battlefields and seen all that cool stuff, and learned all that history and all that. By the like gee whiz information. If you're ever on a Civil War battlefield and you see an upside down cannon pointed in the ground, that means a general died there. So if you're ever on a national park's, cemetery, I learned that at Gettysburg. But yeah, they got a cannon and the muzzle's pointed down into the ground. That's to annotate a site of a fallen general.
I didn't know that. I got there 2 years ago for the first time, and I will say it's an impressive.
It is. I'm not going to lie. Time has cheapened it a bit with some of the surroundings of the battlefield, but the battlefield itself is pretty. Like, it's a little bummer when you're walking the battlefield and there's a KFC sitting over there. You know? It kind of takes away from the feeling a little bit. Onward to get some nuggets.
How did Kentucky get up there?
I don't know. Gettysburg got wrong part. Anyway, bring it back. Again, today's our deadline here, nmscouts.org. You can please log on there to register for the 100th anniversary gala here for the Conquistador Council, which will take place 1 week from tomorrow, November 8th, Saturday night, 6 p.m., I think doors open.
Yep.
I believe. And then, like you said, there'll be a silent auction, please. And then, like you said, if you'd like to contribute, if you have something that people would like to spend money on, we would love for you that donation. And again, all that money is going back to allow kids to go to either scout camp or to the National Jamboree here, which both are pretty big deals.
Yeah.
So, especially younger kids, younger scouts are going to get to experience scout camp. As they get a little older, that's going to be the ones that go to now. You're not going to throw a young scout to National Jamboree. They got let's get their feet wet at the scout camp first. Let's see how they do that week before we send them off for
the separation anxiety all the way there is a little greater than just going up the hill.
And I remember my first year going to, and my dad was there, like at the camp with me. I was getting a little homesick and I was, I don't know, 12, whatever that first year you're a Boy Scout.
Mm-hmm.
That was that year. I remember, and I remember around Thursday I was getting a little homesick. Now the next year, what I forgot. But that year, yeah, I was getting a little, I miss Mom, that kind of thing.
Thursday's the day that happens too, like clockwork. Yep.
Right But then something happens Friday and you forget all about it.
They don't want to leave on Friday.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a fleeting moment, but it does. That's why they have no cell service. So you don't get tempted to let them call. That's by design. Back then, there wasn't a cell phone, but there was one payphone in the entire camp for like 500 people. God forbid you get hurt.
My camp had a ham radio. That was the extent of the hour.
But you know who fought that thing more was staff. Staff. Like, you could not kick them off that stupid phone. It's like, hey, don't you got to be a jerk? Get off the phone. I was like later years at camp and I was like program director and had to, do those things. I had to constantly, these young, get off the phone, go to your outpost. Good deal. Is there anything we missed or anything? I know we got sidebarred on a bunch of stuff.
Well, that's life. We get sidebarred on everything. No, we're just excited about this party, this celebration. We hope
it's going to be fun.
Many more people will come out with us.
But come hungry. The country club always puts out great food.
Yeah.
I don't know what's on the menu here, but I'm sure it's.
And if you're not there, come engage with us in any number of different ways. We love our alumni and we love our new families that are coming. So
absolutely.
Please
come and come visit a scout troop if you want to. If you're there's a scout troop that meets near you. Come pop in for a visit. They'd love to see, bring the family, and if you want to sit and watch and see what they do and see if that's maybe something you'd like to do. And if you can't find one of those, again, call or come by the scout office here, and we'll make sure we'll get you touched up with one.
And there's a simple website that's just bascout.org,
okay,
and you can put in your zip code, which all of us pretty much the same one here, but it will show you all the units that meet in your area and when they meet, and so you can even just say, oh, look, here it is, so I can come here. So even if you don't want to pick up the phone, don't want to call us, you can just say, oh, yep, this pack's meeting over here on this night, and I'm going to pop in. And
that's the other thing, too. Maybe they meet in different. It's like, oh, there's two near me, but they meet on a Tuesday, and this meets on a Thursday, and that works my schedule better than
one that meets your family's needs.
Exactly, too. So, Chris, is there anything you want to mention that we failed to touch on?
No, thanks for having us. We appreciate
anytime
the ability to talk about the gala.
Anytime I can help promote scouting, I'm all down for, because I say it and I'll say it again. As far as I'm concerned, if you have a kid, you should be involved with it. It's just that important and that great, and I learned so much from it. At least try it. Maybe it's not your cup of tea, okay, but at least try it, because I guarantee once you're in, you're gonna be like, all right, okay, I did this. Yeah, I got the coolest things on the planet. How many kids, 14-year-olds, go to Australia?
And don't rule yourself out just because you're not a camper, just because you don't, or don't rule yourself out because you've grown up your entire life camping. There's more to it than just being a camping organization. That's the laboratory for all the things that we learn, and that's where it kind of comes together in a faster method. But
scouting is throw a lot of things at the wall and see what sticks. That's a lot. It's exposing kids to as many different things, as many that's why there's 7 gazillion merit badges. You can't learn anything from stamp collecting to computers to lumberjack, and there's something to learn about that. You know?
AI just became a merit badge.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Cybersecurity.
Yes. So it's not just camping and first aid and all that stuff and cooking under open flames, which we're getting less and less of because the world. So good deal. Thank you guys. We appreciate it.
Pleasure. Thank you.
And we'll see you next time.
All right.
It is 8:55. Let us pause for news and Chaves County sports. I might be able to work the Red Apple report as well. Don't go away.
With your Pecos Valley news updates, I'm Jared Cirillo. Roswell announcing that it has awarded SkyWest Airlines response to its request for proposal for air service flights from Roswell to Denver via United Airlines reservation, ticketing, and baggage system. The strategic and timely move by Roswell's mayor and city council reflects a commitment to enhancing connectivity for Roswell and its surrounding communities. By acting swiftly to seize the opportunity, the city says it has positioned itself to garner surrounding support, initiate contract negotiations, and fix anticipated schedules for additional flights, which will introduce 2 daily departures and returns to and from Denver International Airport. We have a traffic alert for you in Artesia. The city says stop signs are going up today at Ritchie and Bowman Streets, so that will turn the intersection into a 3-way stop. The new sidewalks along Bowman and Ritchie are already in place to help pedestrian traffic in the area. And the Artesia City Council has voted to accept a donation to the police department from Devon Energy. The donation for $10,000 and will go to help pay for new bulletproof vests for officers. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
It's time for the Chaves County Sports Report. The big game tonight at the Wool Bowl. It's Roswell against Goddard. Goddard is designated as the home team. The Rockets are 6-3 overall. So is Roswell. But there's one game difference in the district standings. Roswell sitting at second, 5-1 overall in district, while Goddard is 4-2. So Goddard has a chance to move into second place in the last regular season game. Dexter will be hosting Socorro tonight at 7 o'clock as well. Dexter is 7-1, and NMMI hosting El Paso Cathedral starting at 7. The 8-man football playoffs begin tonight, and it's a rematch of last week's game between Gateway Christian and the Hagerman Lake Arthur combo. Gateway won last week 64-12. They'll be playing again tonight, starting at 7 o'clock. The Sports Report brought to you by DSI. Call DSI for all your office technology needs. I'm Eric Butler at Roswell's Talk FM 106.5.
All across America, this is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report, sponsored by Abacus Global Management.
Good morning. After the closing bell, Amazon stock soared more than 10%. Revenue in Amazon's cloud services accelerated by 20%, and Amazon says their retail sales still grew too. Apple reported higher earnings and predicted big holiday sales of iPhone 17s, leading to revenue growth of 10 to 12%, they think. Reddit sales and logins both rose. Investors had been watching for changes to Reddit's user growth, with AI answering search questions. The market's mood on some of the big tech stocks changed because Wall Street's starting to question how much more money Microsoft, Meta, and Nvidia plan to keep spending on AI. Microsoft fell 3%, Meta fell 11%, Nvidia fell 2%. Google's parent company, Alphabet, rose. Coinbase rose. Netflix announced the 10-for-1 stock split. Delta and United Airlines are both now telling Congress to reopen the government. They say air traffic controllers are already stressed enough without working overtime now, too, without being paid. With business, I'm Joe Connolly.
This is the Red Apple Audio Network's Market Report, sponsored by Abacus Global Management.
Did you know your life insurance is an asset you can sell? I'm Jay Jackson, CEO of Abacus Life. For almost 20 years, Abacus has been purchasing life insurance policies from seniors just like you. And at abacuspays.com, we've created a free policy value calculator so you can find out the worth of your policy in just seconds. There are no fees and no obligations. Get real value from your life insurance when you need it with Abacus. Learn more at abacuspays.com.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. The Trump administration is closing the refugee floodgates that were opened wide by the Biden administration. Team Trump is limiting to 7,500 the number of refugees admitted annually to the U.S. Many of those to be allowed in are white South Africans facing persecution in their homeland. The previous administration had set last year's refugee ceiling at 125,000. Now in its 31st day, the federal government shutdown rolls on. And with the holidays fast approaching, Vice President Vance is concerned about the growing impact on air travel.
Everybody here is very worried that we're going to see more delays, more stresses on the people who are actually making the aviation system run, and more problems for both the consumers but also the great workers who actually make this incredible shining jewel of the American economy actually work.
President Trump is calling on the Senate to resort to the so-called nuclear option, allow the filibuster to be eliminated, and Senate Republicans sidestepping the Democrats to reopen the government. They are extending a hand to their neighbors to the south.
As communities across the northern Caribbean are dealing with the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa, volunteers at a warehouse in Coconut Creek, Florida, are working to assemble emergency care kits loaded with food, water, and hygiene products for hard-hit Jamaica. Susan James Casterly with Food for the Poor.
It's changed the whole landscape.
James Casterly is originally from Jamaica and plans to join relief efforts on the ground there. The storm has left many without homes, power, or communication. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
The Justice Department's reportedly investigating whether leaders in the Black Lives Matter movement defrauded donors who contributed millions of dollars back in 2020. The Dow is up 116 points. NASDAQ ahead 268. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Everybody wants cheap airfare, but where do you find it? You call low-cost airlines. Their prices are direct from the airlines, and they're so low you can't find these fares published anywhere. They specialize in cheap flights, discount hotel rooms, cheap car rental rates, and great package deals anywhere around the world. Wherever you want to go, they can help you get there cheaply and with a best price guarantee. If you want the lowest prices on your airline tickets or other travel services, call now. That's right, call. That's the only way to get these rates. Experts are standing by 24/7 to get you the cheapest airfare and hotel rates available. So don't wait. Call right now for the lowest travel prices anywhere and for great last-minute travel deals too.
Call 866-755-5300. That's 866-755-5300. Again, that's 866-755-5300. Call us right now.
Sudan's paramilitary forces have reportedly killed hundreds at a hospital, including patients, after seizing the provincial capital of North Darfur.
Aid workers worried on Thursday that only a trickle of the people believed to have fled a paramilitary force that seized a city in Sudan's Darfur region have reached safety. People have been arriving at the neighboring town of Tawila after they fled on foot during the attack on El Fasher by the Rapid Support Forces. It's been reported that hundreds have been killed in the attack while making their escape. The RSF, as they're known, have been fighting troops allied to Sudan's military since 2023 in the East African nation. I'm Karen Shamas.
Hospital officials in Gaza say Israel has handed over the bodies of 30 Palestinians. This comes a day after Palestinian terrorists in Gaza turned over the remains of 2 hostages to Israel. News and analysis at townhall.com. A long-awaited museum is finally opening in the Mideast.
The Grand Egyptian Museum is finally nearing its grand opening after 2 decades of anticipation. The museum, located just outside Cairo, is set to open on Saturday. It highlights ancient Egyptian civilization and aims to boost tourism, a crucial source of foreign currency for Egypt. The $1 billion facility will be the world's largest museum dedicated to a single civilization, featuring over 50,000 artifacts. Keith Peters, Washington.
The U.S. Secretary of War is telling his Chinese counterpart that the U.S. will stoutly defend its interests in the Indo-Pacific region. This happened during talks in Malaysia earlier today. Pete Hegseth describing his meeting with his Chinese counterpart as both good and constructive. More on these stories at townhall.com.
What in the wide world of sports is going on here?
I promise you, whatever scum did this, not one man on this force will rest for 1 minute until he's behind bars. Now let's grab a bite to eat. Yeah, come on.
I feel the hot wind on my shoulder, and the touch of the world that is older. I hit the switch and check the number. I leave it on and then I slumber. I hear the rhythm, I'm ringing through it. Flamenco guitar, the cumbia music. I hear the talking of the DJ. The travelers said, what does he say? I'm on a Mexican radio. I'm on a Mexican radio.
Broadcasting live from high atop the J.P. White Building in downtown Roswell, New Mexico. It's Mornings with Mike Winters on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM.
Is that what I sound like when I talk?
Now, here's your host, Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 6 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to hour number 3.
Tres Inviernos.
Mornings with Mike Winters right here on 106.5 Roswell's Talk FM. Happy Halloween. Dia de los Muertos.
Yes, indeed. And we haven't even mentioned it. Time change.
That's right. That's this weekend.
Daylight saving time. Yep.
In there. Yeah, we lose
so
the hour
you get that. Oh, you gain an hour.
That's right. That's right. Spring forward. Fall
or no,
back.
I'm sorry. Fall back. Yeah. So you repeat. Yeah. So you gain an hour. Yeah. There you go. And say so long to these, 6:30 and the sun hasn't even thought about coming up yet situations.
That's true. This will be our last.
Which is kind of sad because I like the whole driving and work in the dark thing.
Yeah, this will be our. Well, you still might drive in the dark.
It'll still be.
By the time the show starts.
It'll still be dark while we're driving in. But by the time the show starts, the sun will be up.
Kind of not like this, but yeah.
Yeah, because by that standard, right now it would be 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
By the daylight saving standard.
Right.
Or
yes,
the non-daylight, because we're on daylight saving right now.
Yeah, we're on standard time when we flip back.
Yeah. So there you go. But either way, 6 o'clock's back an hour, sometime between now and Sunday.
All right. Sweet.
Yep. Should be. What are you gonna do with your hour?
I don't know.
I think I might take a bocce ball. I feel like that's a sport that's making a comeback. I mean, cornholes was all the rage for so long. Then pickleball had its moment, and then of course, as pickleball faded away from any kind of popularity, Roswell's like, hey, we need a pickleball court.
We do.
I never have seen anybody on that pickleball court.
I don't know.
There's one time I want to see just a couple.
I know
stop by and be
popular.
Like, yeah, it had its moment in the sun.
It's still popular in other places.
And it's
like
sort
in
of
Albuquerque,
popular.
they got like bars you can go play pickleball.
It never really took off the way that cornhole did. Cornhole sort of became like the backyard activity that everybody could play. Pickleball was like, it's the pandemic. We need to do something, but we need to do it far away from each other.
I gotta be honest. I think it's more popular than you think it is because it's like on TV now. You can
Is
watch.
it still? Because
Yes.
it was. Yes,
just as much as recent as a month ago, I saw it on TV. Pickleball.
Okay.
Yeah.
Welcome to Pickleball Night in America.
And I know in Albuquerque, like 6 months ago, they opened Literally like a pickleball bar, where it's a bunch of pickleball courts, and they got like a bar and a restaurant and everything else.
It's pronounced pickle bar.
Pickle bar.
Pickle bar.
I know it's kind of a
pickle barrel.
Still kind of a big deal. Yeah. You know what? I've been meaning to bring this up to you because I saw it a while ago, and now that the Stranger Things are starting to market, for Stranger Things, and one of the things I saw, and they're going to reel me in, even though I know it's not going to be good,
right?
Because it never is.
I think I know where you're going with this.
Chips Ahoy.
Oh, that was not where I thought you were going with. Okay.
I saw it online. They've got a Stranger Things Chips Ahoy cookie.
Okay.
And it's like a chocolate, and it's supposedly the soft Chips Ahoy.
Okay, which now, I dig.
Which I'm telling you right now.
I like the soft baked.
I
prefer
Chips Ahoy
the soft
is the chip, the cookie that gets me every time. I think, oh yeah, Chips Ahoy, and then I get them, and they're god awful. Chips Ahoy, the soft ones are tolerable.
Yes.
The hard ones are just not good.
You have to have a taste, a want for them if you want the hard ones.
Oreos are so much better. Why would someone get a Chips Ahoy when you get an Oreo?
Oreos, after about 5 of them, you just don't want Oreos
But I don't
anymore.
even get to 5 with the Chips Ahoy. I'm 1, and I'm like...
Yeah, 1 or 2, you're good.
But to be honest, I feel the same way about Famous Amos. Not a fan of their cookies either.
I don't think that they're really as famous as they have led you to believe.
Not?
Okay, so the new Chips Ahoy cookies are stuck in the upside down.
Yeah, it's like a reverse chocolate jobber thing.
But there's like red on the inside, so there's like cream on the inside.
Yeah.
And it looks like M&Ms or...
I'm not going to lie.
Chocolate candies.
I'm not going to lie. I want to try that. Even though I'm setting myself up for disappointment. I know I am.
It looks delightful. Now, I do have to tell you, while I was looking for this, I went to the Chips Ahoy X Stranger Things website, and they're doing a contest wherein you find the cookies in the upside down and you can rescue happiness.
Oh.
But if you enter this contest, you're entering to win the grand prize, which is one guitar inspired by Eddie Munson's guitar from Stranger Things, which is pretty friggin' cool. Other prizes.
What does guitar look like?
It looks like that. It looks like a standard 80s axe.
For some reason, I was thinking it was more like the Van Halen logo.
No, it's very much in that same vein. But other prizes include a Chips Ahoy and Stranger Things thermos / lunchbox, hats, T-shirts, and other prizes available. So
I know. I'm pretty sure that the Eddie character, he got a signed guitar from Metallica.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because remember he did the puppets thing. If you haven't seen that season of Stranger Things, spoiler.
Yeah,
he kind of saves the day by playing master puppets there to get the thing.
Yep.
And of course, Metallica got all of a sudden these young people said, "These Metallica guys are pretty good."
I don't know who these Metallica boys are, but they're going places.
Yeah, it's so I remember I saw some interview where it was Metallica and the character the actor that played Eddie and they gave him a.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah.
Do you play signed guitars, or is it just
I don't think
a
so.
display thing?
I don't think so, but I'm not the one to ask. You need to ask a guitarist.
I've never thought, is that something that you ever just take off the wall and just play?
I know, there's guitars that, for instance, and then again, keep them Metallica.
Like if you're trying to get a certain sound, you want to get the one that Metallica gave you or something.
But like for instance, there's like the Metallica guys, James, Kirk. They're into they buy famous guitar. There's a guitar that Kirk plays that's got legendary status. I don't even remember off the top of my head. A famous musician.
It's like Pick of Destiny level, where it's like Van Halen played this guitar, and so did Hendrix back in the day.
Exactly. And so he plays it. I've seen him on stage use that guitar.
Using it.
Yeah. Now he doesn't use it for every song or any song.
Right.
But I think there's certain songs he does, and I know when their most recent album came out, when they were doing the night show circuits, hitting Kimmel and doing their show.
Right.
He was playing with that guitar on those shows.
I picture one of those moments like in basketball where he had Lazy Boy, and just in that last moment, he's he's about to go out on stage and he goes to reach for the guitar, and all of a sudden the neck is just broken.
Right. Yeah. Well, and there's a whole story behind it. James was offered that guitar at first, and he turned it down, and Kirk was like, nah, and gobbled it up. And
right.
Now James is butt jealous that he's got it and all that, and so there's a whole thing behind it. So.
Thanks.
Yeah, but I don't know. If you have a signed guitar, I don't think you want to smudge the sign. So I would think you don't play that guitar.
Yeah, unless
they like etch it in.
Like if you had if somebody gifted you like a certain like a 67 Fender Strat, you know, like one of those that's like known for its
sound,
like iconic buzz sound.
I would think it'd be a crime not to play it.
I would think, you'd have to at least take it for a test drive.
Yeah.
You know, throw down a recording or something.
Maybe just when they sign it into a spot you don't got to rub it off.
Just don't sign it near the whammy bar, please.
Yeah. And I know, like, sometimes, like, James, I've seen him etch things into guitars.
Right.
Like, I've seen him etch his autograph into guitars. It looks like a 2-year-old did.
Here.
Right, but it's him. You know,
right?
I mean, there's video of him doing it, so it's kind of.
That's a man who hasn't had access to enough bathroom walls.
Well, it ain't good. Definitely get rubbed off. That's for sure.
That's true. It is. It's in there now.
Yeah. So I think our guests.
I believe I heard doors opening and shutting. So let me.
I think our guests are here. I think. Yes. All right. Sweet. Very good. Good. I know I heard doors, but this is. I just never see I never see anything, so I always feel like I'm out of the loop when I'm in here. And just like
we need to put it just like a window.
Yeah,
like a drive-through.
Put it one way. I don't want them to see me. I don't want because I did the Artesia show for 8 years, and I always felt like I was like an animal in a zoo cage.
In fairness, that studio in Artesia feels like a goldfish bowl.
It does, and I felt like I was on, so I don't want to be like on display, but I do like to see what's going on.
Sure.
I am nosy in that way.
Real quick, I got to tell you what just happened because I had an interesting little adventure the last hour. Earlier this morning, I had gone to a local convenience establishment. I won't say which one. Procured a Dr. Pepper and drank about that much of it.
Okay.
Then I was sitting in my booth over there. I opened it, and as I opened it, I kind of an interesting smell wafted across my my nasal passages. So I'm like,
"That's scary."
Well, that's weird. So now, bear in mind, I already had about that much of it.
At least 4 or 5 ounces there.
I smelled the opening and the lid, and it smelled like a gym sock. That's the only way to describe it. It smelled like a used gym sock.
I'm getting stomach turns just hearing this story.
It's one of those situations where like you find half of a worm in your apple,
right.
you know?
Yeah. That's
You're like, oh, what did I do?
Because I was finger in here. What are we doing? Right. Yeah.
I needed, so I took it back, and the establishment did swap it out for me, no problem. I went with a different kind of beverage.
So we don't know what was in there?
I have no idea.
You're not going to keel over it.
Jocelyn had an interesting theory because you know how like condensation collects on top and of a soda if it hasn't sold for a while. It
just got funky.
It maybe was like sitting at room temperature for too long and then got refrigerated. Funky. Yeah, but either way, that was it was a very harrowing second hour of radio.
Yeah, those are like that's the things that scare me. Like like axe murder being like, all right, we'll just deal with this. But you're like, I just drank a tainted Coke. I'm gonna die.
What's happening to me? Yeah, so that was really something.
All right.
Enjoy your breakfast, everybody.
Yummy. All right, let me give you the rundown here. We'll get you up to date with weather and all that here in just a minute. And then we're going to talk with, I believe, John LeMay and Donna Blake Birchall. I'm not sure if she's going to be on the phone or here. I'm not sure. But anyway, we're going to talk about the historic book fair. And then, of course, they're going to be doing their book signings tomorrow as part of Museum Day here. And, of course, Linda Sanchez will also be doing her talk at the Historical Society. So we're going to chit-chat all about that with them here in just a few minutes. Later on in the hour, we'll get you up to date with news of the local variety, Wall Street Business Update, and whatever else we can come up with for this hour of the show. But before we do any of that, let's get you up to date on the weather.
Weather this hour brought to you by Southwest Bearing under new ownership. Custom solutions for your heavy equipment. Hydraulic hoses, hose repair, bearings, seals, sprockets, belts, tools, fluids, and fittings.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We're looking good over the weekend. Mid-70s to about 80 on the afternoon high today, and we get sunny skies. Overnight, a little bit of cloud cover with a dry cold front dropping in. We'll be in the low 40s, and that will cool us off quite a bit on Saturday. It'll be windy but sunny. Afternoon highs in the upper 60s. We're back in the 70s with plenty of sunshine for Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
Thank you, Steve. Currently 43 degrees here in Roswell. Humidity is at 47%. Winds currently out of the north at 3 miles per hour. Today, pretty nice. 70s, mid-70s, 74 for a high. Sunny skies. Winds will be out of the south, 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, it says starts mostly cloudy, then gradually becoming clear. So in between the sunny today, clouds roll in sometime between early evening and, I don't know, late afternoon maybe? I have no idea. But 43 for an overnight low with southwest winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Your Saturday is going to be a smidge cooler. Sunny, 67 for a high. Winds will be out of the north, 5 to 15. Still should be. The good news is Museum Day, all the museums are indoors, so you'll be fine. It's not going to be, you just need a light jacket. You'll be all right. Saturday night, clear, overnight low of 39 degrees. Southwest winds at around 5 miles per hour. Sunny on Sunday with a high of 78. Winds out of the south at 5 miles per hour. And then warming up for the weekend, for next week. Monday, sunny and 79. And then 83 on Tuesday, 81 on Wednesday, and 82 on Thursday of next week. So things looking pretty good for weather next week. They don't talk about wind, but they don't talk about not wind either. So I don't know. Go either way on that. All right, it is 20 minutes after 9 o'clock. We're going to take about a 2.5-minute break. And then John LeMay will join us here, author and from the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico. We'll talk all about tomorrow and his latest book and Donna's latest book and all that good stuff next. So don't go away.
Ready, set, hurry on down to Tate Branch Roswell, where we finish first. Experience the Tate Branch difference here at Tate Branch Roswell, where business is done the Tate Branch way with honesty and integrity to deliver an exceptional customer experience. We have a huge selection of pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs that are priced to move and are backed with a lifetime powertrain warranty. It's all backed by friendly hometown customer service that puts you first every time. So don't wait. Head on down to Tate Branch Roswell right here at 2000 West 2nd Street and drive home happy today. Tate Branch Roswell. Come experience the world-class experience you have been waiting for.
In a medical emergency, every second counts. Artesia General Hospital's emergency department is open 24/7, staffed with highly trained professionals ready to provide life-saving care when you need it most. Don't wait. When minutes matter, trust Artesia General Hospital. Quality emergency care close to home. Learn more at artesiageneral.com.
Support career and technical education programs for Chaves County. Support the ENMU Roswell Mill Levy. Supporting this mill levy would increase funding for career and technical education programs to prepare students for in-demand jobs in our area, strengthening the local economy and meeting community needs for healthcare professions and skilled laborers. Dual credit students from local high schools will benefit from expanded program options. Increase career and technical education in Chaves County. Support the ENMU Roswell Mill Levy on November 4th. Early voting begins October 7th. Paid for by the ENMU Roswell Foundation.
Is your old car really scary? Does it look dreadful or smell awful? Don't be afraid. Roswell Ford will take in any trade. Roswell Ford needs your trade, so now is the perfect time to upgrade from your old vehicle and drive home a new Ford or quality pre-owned vehicle. You'll be shocked at how much we'll pay for your old car, truck, or SUV toward the purchase of a new Ford. And don't be frightened by how much you owe on your old car. Roswell Ford will take your trade, even if you owe thousands more than it's worth, so you can upgrade to a new Ford and get massive savings. 0% financing and make no payments till 2026. Worried your credit will make car buying scary? We've partnered with even more aggressive lenders who will push to approve your credit, even if it's less than perfect. All roads lead to huge American-made savings and a better buying experience. Get on board at Roswell Ford, 821 North Main Street in beautiful Roswell. Call 575-623-3673 or online at roswellford.com. 0 APR for 48 months is $20.83 per thousand finance. Interest accrues from date of sale. Subject to lender approval on select vehicles. Offers not combined.
Here's a Mornings with Mike Winters fun fact. Due to extreme pressure and weather conditions, it literally rains diamonds on Neptune and Uranus. Stop snickering because I said Uranus. Here's Mike Winters.
And good morning. It is 23 minutes after 9 o'clock, and joining us in studio this morning from the Historical Society for Southeast New Mexico, and author and historian and all-around good guy, John LeMay, joining us in studio this morning. Good morning, John.
Morning, Mike. How are you?
Doing good, doing good. Of course, tomorrow's crazy busy. I mean, Museum Day, walked in. There's a lot going on for folks tomorrow, and so we hope that you you incorporate Museum Day into your plans tomorrow, even if you can't visit all 8 locations or all 8 museums at all 7 locations, you can at least try to hit a few of them or try to get some of them here. And so, because that's what tomorrow's about, is to see all these cool things in your own backyard. And John, you can attest, there's not communities of this size that have a museum, let alone 8 different museums and different things. We're very unique to have that here, and so go out and explore it. So, but you'll be at the Historical Society. That's where you'll be spending your day tomorrow, doing book signings and just kind of talking and visiting with people, things like that.
Yeah. So tomorrow, based off of Museum Day last year, we had so much foot traffic. We decided we could have an additional event in the archives, which will be a book fair, and also the debut of the Eve Ball exhibit with Linda Sanchez. So she's not giving like a formal talk where we're going to stop the event but she's going to be there.
You can ask her any questions, and she'll, I imagine, have a few stories to share. And she told me when I talked with her, and if you didn't get a chance, I had a great conversation with Linda 2 days ago on the radio here. So you can go back and check that out. But she's going to bring a few artifacts, things she's as part of the collection here that you'll be able to see through about March of next year. But things like real artifacts, like bullets that and just some real, because Eve Ball, and that's the conversation. She's had conversations with like the who's who of New Mexico's history, and from Geronimo to these people and these various folks over time that. And all of them, and some were looked at controversially, and so you get to hear, you know what I mean? And so, and of course, you can learn all about that as part of that too. But I highly recommend that you come over and come by the actual Historical Society, the museum, of course, and in the archives facility, and participate, get a tour, and then of course come over, meet Linda, see the exhibit for Eve, and then of course chit chat with yourself and Donna.
Yeah.
I don't know if this was planned or not, but you both have books. I mean, it is around Halloween, so it does kind of make sense. But if you want a haunted history between you and Donna, you got between these 2 books, you almost got Southeast New Mexico. I mean, Donna's got a few more books if this wets your beak and you want to keep digging into haunted history type books. But is this one of your first haunted history type books? Like a lot of yours aren't. I mean, you got a lot of books, but I think it was the first time you've gone into the paranormal side a little bit. I mean, you did Cowboys and Aliens, and I mean, one could make that argument, but this is a little different. This is ghosts, not aliens.
Yeah. So Haunted America is another imprint of Arcadia Publishing. Everybody knows their Images of America series because it's got those sepia-tinted covers that are very recognizable.
Yeah.
These ones are similar in that the covers are always going to have a historic landmark at night with a big full moon behind it, and the title will be Haunted, fill in the blank.
That's why you'll notice that Donna and John's books look eerily similar.
Yeah, exactly. Eerily similar.
That pun works in this particular case here. So, but of course, John's newest book is called Haunted Lincoln County, New Mexico. So his focus is on Lincoln County, where Donna's latest of haunted books covers courthouses and jails of New Mexico. So it's narrower but broader in scope, if that makes sense a little bit. I gotta imagine Chaves County Courthouse has probably got some stories in that book, right?
Yeah, it's got some, and I can't remember what they are, but I actually heard one from Glenn Dennis's nephew, the mortician, where he had talked to a man who had like an out-of-body experience at a car wreck, and he claimed that he could see Glenn Dennis prepping the bodies.
Oh, wow.
Including
that's almost like a TV show, how you see like when they recreate that at a TV show. That sounds just like that. Interesting. But so yours covers Lincoln County, so I would imagine like Lincoln County, Lincoln County.
Yeah, exactly.
So that kind of covers Roswell and everything, because Lincoln County was a lot bigger during that time. So.
I went ahead and made sure it was confined to the current Lincoln County.
Okay, so it is more what we know as Lincoln County today.
Yeah, because
the landmarks and things.
I'm sure we can do a haunted Roswell book at some point, so I figured I'd save it for that.
Okay. Gotcha. So this does, the towns and things in current Lincoln County, that's what these cover, which is cool in of itself. I imagine there are a few right there in the town of Lincoln in of itself, given the history that's taken place there. And anytime you have, just my experience on haunted history type things, generally speaking, whenever you have a place that a major event or a loss of life has occurred, generally that leaves imprints in that haunted world. That's why like battlefields and places like that are considered prime grounds for haunted things. But just by the nature of things being old and you know, especially with Wild West, you know, all these saloons and, you know, how many murders or, you know, people went missing that went on during these times.
Yeah.
And so they're kind of ripe grounds for paranormal activity too in these worlds. So, but Donna kind of goes and actually does like the investigation stuff.
Yeah, Donna actually goes there. She gets out of her computer chair and drives there and takes pictures. And
where yours is more accounts and stories to other people, and where Donna will dip a toe and, you know, go out there and do some spirit hunting.
Yeah.
Which is cool. Which tomorrow you get to meet both.
Yeah.
Donna will be down signing autographs. You as well will be there, and you can chit chat and by all means bring all of your books. If I'm sure you guys will. You know, I know we're focusing on the haunted history series right now, but any of John or Donna's books, they'd be happy. And of course, I think you probably can get copies at the Historical Society tomorrow. Usually, we keep a good assortment of both yours and Donna's books there.
Yeah, I think we put all of them that we could fit on a single table, basically.
Okay, very good. So if you want to get some other, and of course, if you don't find them there, we can get them online later.
Yeah, well, and also on the gift, it's like we put a lot of our stock in the archives, but there's still stock in the gift shop in the museum. So, like, if you didn't see one of Donna's books that you wanted, it's possible it's just in the gift shop.
Okay,
And we didn't bring
walk
it over.
right next door while you're over.
Yeah.
We're doing your tour, and you can pick up a copy there too, and she'll be happy to autograph it. And same with John and all that. Or even if you know get him in the mail and say, hey, can you sign it?
Yeah.
If you don't do it today, but so basically, you guys will just be kind of talking with folks, telling stories, kind of elaborating a little bit on maybe some of the different stories and accounts that are in your and her books respectively, and just talking general history. That's the cool part. Is I imagine you get a lot of people who just want to talk. May not be about the haunted stuff, but hey, I got John in front of me. I want to ask him about, you know, Pat Garrett or something else here, or Godzilla even.
Yeah.
Good deal. So they're going to be doing, and of course, like we said, Linda Sanchez will be there, who in and of herself is an amazing historian and author herself. Who's, a matter of fact, I believe she will have her 4 books there as well, available during the event on Saturday as well too. And I'm sure she'll be more than willing to autograph those books for you as well too. And she's got some very in-depth books on New Mexico history, and especially, I really didn't know a lot about Eve Ball till I kind of got the paperwork and the research and was doing, and I think it's very fascinating that, like, to just the amount of people and that she got to correspond with, and the relationships she's established. Like, she was able to build trust in places where other people couldn't build trust, you know, and get them to open up and talk. And to me, that's real history. You know, I mean, yes, history, dates, and books are important, but and they are. I'm not trying to deny that, but you know, the stories, the accounts, and you and Donna do a lot of the same kind of work in different circles and things, where, you know, recording the accounts and stories of people that experienced various local history or other history, and recording it in some kind of, whether it's a video form or, you know, some kind of audio recording or whatever that is. You guys do a lot of that preservation type work, and so it's kind of the same deal in a different way. Like with you and Eve Ball, and I mean, in your own way, it's kind of similar in a little bit.
So what I'd like to say about Eve Ball is she wrote a book called Ma'am Jones of the Pecos, which is down in the Carlsbad region. And I was writing my book about Ash Upson at the time, and I only planned to read Ma'am Jones, like, I can speed read and look for keywords.
Mm-hmm.
All I was going to do is just see what all she had in there about Ash Upson, which was a lot. He was a supporting character in the book. Well, when I started reading this book, I couldn't put it down. Like, I did not intend to read it.
You just got invested.
I read the whole thing within a day or two. It was such a fantastic book. That's one it's not out of print, but it's like a university press book.
I got you. So it's not as easy to find as
so that's one, if you're interested, you'd probably order it on Amazon instead of, you know, like, we're not super well set up when it comes to ordering from university presses. You know, the history press is so easy to work with.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Ma'am Jones of the Pecos is, I think, University of Oklahoma or Arizona or something like that.
Okay.
But really good book.
I wonder if our local library has a copy.
Oh, definitely. Yeah,
okay.
they
So
definitely do.
maybe if you have trouble, just check it out at the library.
Yeah.
Always remember, you get those for free. And by the way, another thing on your marketing, they're doing their Dia de los Muertos celebration from 10 to 1 tomorrow.
Cool. Yeah.
So in between walked-in Alzheimer's and Museum Day, try to pop on by there too and take advantage of that. There's just so much going on tomorrow.
Yeah,
It's
that
really
was
great.
the one thing I didn't like about Museum Day on November 1st is Lincoln does Day of the Dead, and I really wanted to go.
So you can't be two places at once. So yeah, but and I think with air races and like they kind of had to. I think we were talking with Carol and from the Roswell Museum.
Yeah,
Art
Caroline
Center,
Brooks. Yeah,
and we were talking with her yesterday, and I think they kind of want to kind of try to move us to the spring at some point. I think that's kind of they're seeing the writing on the wall that fall's getting crowded and might be something we need to do in the spring or something like that. So, but anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But tomorrow is Museum Day, and you know Amy, she's going to have all kinds of goodies and swag for folks.
Yeah.
And you come, I guarantee if you walk away empty-handed, it's because you either hid from Amy, I don't know, but it's an amazing feat if you walk out of there empty.
Yeah.
And of course, they're going to have stuff for the kids and things too. They're going to have, activities for them to do. And of course, they're going to be doing tours. So if you haven't had a chance or it's been a minute since you toured the J.P. White home, please make Saturday an opportunity to do that. And we'll have a group of volunteers ready to start sending tours through. And then, of course, please walk into the archive. When you get in a room with Linda and John and Donna, there's going to be some great information and some great stories and some great details of things that you get. And I think really check out that Eve wall. I think the more I'm learning, the more I'm like, well, this is a really interesting person. And
Definitely.
And I love finding out these types of people that are not known to a widespread audience.
Yeah.
I know people in New Mexico know her very well, but I'm a little naive on some of that. So it's great for me to learn some of that. So it's very cool. And then don't forget, get your I got mine in the mail like last week. The passport for Museum Day. If you lost it or didn't get it, you can get one of those passports. And basically what that passport is there's 8 different museums in the 7 different locations. If you visit all 8 museums, all 7 locations, you get your passport stamped, and then you can turn that in at the end of the trip. And they're going to do a drawing for a gift package that, from last I heard, is valued at about $1,000. And they're going to do the drawing for that at 5:30 tomorrow at the Anderson Museum. However, if you didn't get that passport in the mail or lost it or thought it was junk and threw it, I get it. You can pick up one at any of the museums, with the exception of the International UFO Museum. If you have the passport tomorrow, you can get into the museum for free between 10 and 5, but you got to bring the passport with you. The thing is that museum's a little different than the other museums. Mm-hmm. They charge admission, and their customer base is out of towners. This is a locals event, and so locals can get in for free if you got that passport, but you can't get the passport from them. But if you go to the Historical Society, if you go to the Anderson, if you go to McBride, if you go to the Walker Aviation, if you go to the Toy Museum or the Miniatures and Curiosities Museum, I think I got them all now, then you can get a passport there. And so just if you start your day at the museums, just don't start at the UFO Museum. To make that as part of your middle or whatever. But please note, you get it, bring that passport, you show it, they'll stamp it, you get in for free. So tomorrow only from 10 to 5. So just make a note of that there. But and if you don't have that kind of time to do all that, then pick your favorites and come to it. But I will say a trip to the Historical Society tomorrow will definitely be worth your visit with John and Donna, who's got a wealth of information on not just the haunted history, but New Mexico history, especially southeast New Mexico. I think between you two, you've got from Carlsbad, Hobbs to Lincoln to Roswell covered here. And Lovington, Eunice, all those areas and all that stuff. And then, of course, Linda with her, yes, we're talking about Eve, but she's but Eve is one of her mentors, and one of her. So she was in the room with Eve and some of this stuff, and so she gets firsthand experience and stories of Eve Ball and her. I think we lost her in the 80s, like 84. I think I think
so. Yeah,
and she's like a Medal of Freedom nominee. She's once you read her accolades, you're like, oh, she's kind of a big deal.
Yeah.
and Linda got to kind of have an intimate relationship with that, and so that's a cool thing. So
well, yeah, and like we have a Roswell historian named Clarence Adams who passed away in 2000, and he wrote a really humongous book on John Chisholm that he modeled after the style of Ma'am Jones of the Pecos.
Okay,
and it's called Three Ranches West. We have, so this is one thing we didn't get to talk about, is we're also doing like a book fair tomorrow where we're selling the old books that are out of print. And one of them is Three Ranches West, if that's a book you want. And we've also got Ranch on the Ruidoso by the Coe family.
Okay.
And it's signed by Peter Hurd. So we've got like the really expensive books signed by figures like Peter Hurd, which could run into the hundreds.
Okay.
But then we also have little paperbacks that are also rare, like a biography of Colonel Albert Fountain that we have for less than $10. So you've got a wide selection of like
budget there.
Yeah, super expensive collector item, like really historical value books. Which again, we already have ours. We have our signed ones. We don't need 5 copies. You know, we need the money more than we need 5 copies of the same book.
Yeah, people are very generous and donate some great books over the years and things, but like you said, after a while, sometimes you get duplicate copies of things. And so what happens is, now you keep the best copies, the mint, the most cherry, most valuable of the copies, they stay in the archives.
Yeah.
But if you get doubles or triples or multiples of a book, or even if it's autographed, then once or twice a year you have these historic book fairs that give a chance for folks to, and all the money raised goes back into the programs in the Historical Society, upkeep of the archives and all the work there. So we appreciate those donations. So keep making those donations. But the space is limited, and we can't keep 5 and 6 copies of a rare book, even though it is rare. But we'll keep a good one in for the archives. But the rest we make available to other people's collections.
Yeah, and if you see any books on the table that only cost $1, it's probably been there for 5 sales now and didn't sell, so therefore it goes down to $1. So don't be complaining about it.
Right.
Okay? It's been there for 5 years now.
It's had its chance to shine.
Nobody's bought it. That's why it's $1.
It's just not. And I also, don't you also have sometimes too, is like if you want a few books that look old but aren't necessarily valuable, sometimes you have those. Like I know like a lot of people like to have decorative, and they'll put old books to kind of look, and they may not necessarily have a, but if you are that kind of person, a lot of times you could pick up a few of those books.
Yeah, and we didn't have space to put those out, but if you want some, just ask me and we can make an arrangement.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. And also, you don't have to buy these old books at the book fair. You can call us on the phone and say, do you have a signed copy of Roundup on the Pecos right now? And we might say yes, and we'll, it's $50.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Make me.
Yeah, because I don't think we're going to do Holiday with Friends, but we're not going to put the old books out for that, most likely.
Most of the arts and crafts.
Yeah.
Leave that to arts and crafts stuff. So. But you do the secret knock and a handshake, maybe he can sneak you down to the archives and get you a cup. But yeah, that is also part of this too. So please come and get your book signed and get a chance to talk with Donna and John and Linda. But yes, this is your chance. Now, experience dictates the early bird gets the worm on these. So if you are looking for specific books and things, you might want to be there is it 10 a.m. when the doors are going to open up there? Be there right at 10 a.m. to get your opportunity to get first crack at those special finds there. But if you're there more to meet Donna and John and stuff, you can meander in, noon or whenever suits you your time schedule.
Yeah, and I'm going to say early bird gets the worm with Linda, because I don't know that Linda's going to feel like staying all day. She might intend to, but she might by 1 o'clock be like, I'm ready to go home. Yeah. So if you want to meet Linda, I would come first thing.
Come early and come meet her.
Yeah.
And she'll be fresher with stories. But
yeah.
Be ready. But she was fun to. I hope go back and listen to our interview.
Yeah.
She's such a wealth of information.
Such an excellent speaker.
Yeah, and she's she's just experienced. She's just been and seen and done a lot of stuff. And anytime you're around people like that, you get to hear a lot of good stuff. And that's what she is. And so I enjoyed it. Not to mention and you can go Google her. She's got her own acclamations and accolades as well, and she's an author, and I think she's written over like 400 or 500 articles and many historical top shelf magazines, of the West and our history, and she's a who's who of authors for those and everything else. So she's got quite the following of herself here too. So it's not just she's bragging on E-Ball this weekend, but she's pretty accomplished herself.
Yeah, she's carved out her own place in history.
As is you herself and Donna too. I mean, the many books and things, and you guys have a huge footprint as well too. And I got to be honest, if you read a book in the last 20 years about Southeast New Mexico, odds are pretty good. John or Donna are probably author or had a hand in it in some way, shape, or form. So. Good deal. What else is it that we want to mention? Did we pretty much get it all, or is there anything?
Well, I heard you talking about the cookies with Sean.
Yes, we were talking the cookies here.
So I tried them, the Stranger Things cookies.
Oh, you've had them?
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't seen them yet in person. I've only seen them online.
So the filling isn't like gooey; it's actually solid.
Oh.
And I don't know what it is.
Okay.
Like it's kind of fruity. I don't know if it's raspberry or what it's weird, but
I was thinking it's like a red velvet thing or something.
Yeah, I don't think it's bad though. I liked it.
Okay.
I mean,
but it's not gooey, huh?
You and I both are only buying it because it's Stranger Things. But yeah, I don't know if it was just a cookie unto itself. I don't think I'd buy it again.
Gotcha.
But just for this,
it didn't blow you away.
I don't think you're gonna throw them away.
Gotcha. We'll get to the whole box.
I think you can eat the whole box.
Well, I leave anything here; it'll get eaten. I don't care.
Yeah.
You could put pickleballs or something really gross, and these people this place will get eaten.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, except for Sean did get some like roasted crickets or something, and nobody wanted those, weirdly enough.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
That is popular on that, but please, I know there's a lot going on tomorrow, but we would love to have you to participate in Museum Day here. Please visit. I'm telling you, every museum's going to have special little things going. Each one at different ones here, and and get it. And I would say this too is I get it even if because you're going to want to get in there and devote more time. And if you're like, I'm trying to hit all 8, I can't devote 3 hours here. I got to get to the other 7. Then use this as a whet your appetite. Come in and see and then please come back where you can spend a little bit more time. And I'm telling you, if you do have time to get a tour tomorrow, please do so. The docents and everything, they have some great factoids and stories and information about that home, and they really enjoy talking about it, and I think you'll get a kick out of that too.
Yeah.
So please, but hit them all if you can, and of course, don't forget if you can't make it out for whatever reason, you can always go to our website, roswellnmhistory.org, and you can purchase John's books, many of Donna's books. I think we got Elvis's books, a few other local authors, of course, our Peter Hurd prints. It is the holiday season, so you can do a lot of shopping, and anytime you shop through those tabs, you do help the Historical Society too. Of course, you can find John and Donna's books, I think, on Amazon and things like that too. But if you want to kind of help out the Historical Society, Tim Twofold, they both are kind enough to kind of share with the Historical Society.
Yeah, Donna is super sweet to drive all the way up here. Not that Carlsbad's a long way, but I mean, it's still an hour and a half.
It's a haul, and then you got to do it. You're here all day,
she's
and then
got to go home.
2 hours back again. So it's a long day for her. So we do appreciate that, and maybe take her to lunch or something.
Yeah.
Does she have a favorite restaurant in town when she's here?
I don't know. I should know that.
Yeah,
I hang out with her enough.
Yeah. Maybe take her to that tomorrow. Yeah. Something like that. What about you personally? If what's on the horizon now for books and things?
Something cool we've got on the horizon is another Images of America book called Rural Roswell and South Springs Ranch, which is predominantly about territory owned by John Chisholm in southeastern New Mexico.
Okay.
So it should appeal to Western historians, but it's one that we quote unquote co-authored, and that the money will be split between me and the Historical Museum if you buy a copy.
Okay. Very good.
And so that's one that if you did buy it on Amazon, the museum would still get some money.
You're helping either way.
Yeah, I mean, you should, if you live here, get it from us, please. But I mean, out of town, that would still help.
Whatever works.
Yeah, but that'll be out in January. We tried really hard to get it out by Christmas. I'll throw that on the publisher. We worked hard to get it done where they could put it out by Christmas. I don't know what they did. They're putting it out January 13th or something.
We'll call it a belated Christmas gift.
I guess, yeah.
Put an IOU in the stocking, and then they'll have it available on. And then maybe you can get a signed copy here and all that. But that sounds really cool. So if you're a Chisholm fan or just love history, Roswell history, this sounds like this book is definitely one for the collection here. So good deal. And that'll be out here about a month, month and a half, 2 months. That's right. It's not just my brain is so I'm like, is it December?
Yeah.
I'm like, no, it's just now November or about to be November. I don't know. About 2 months here. So good deal. But again, join us tomorrow beginning at 10 a.m. All the museums will be open for sure by 10 a.m. and doing their thing for Museum Day tomorrow. Come by, but if you're looking for the books and a certain book, when Amy's turning the key at 10 a.m. Saturday morning, you're going to want to make sure you're right there at the door to get first dibs on those books, especially if you're looking for a certain one because they're popular. But if you're just there to check it out, you can meander on in a little bit later. But like you said, if you want to meet Linda and chat with Linda, maybe come in before lunch to do that.
I think she wants to stay all day, but it's just, even if you're having positive interactions with people all day long, it's still kind of tiring. I mean,
absolutely.
I don't know why that is, but
I get it. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's
sometimes smiling is hard, even if it's a real smile.
It's funny. I get, even like this show, I do a 3-hour morning show, but at 10 o'clock when I'm turned off, I got to sit for a minute. I'm like, I need a minute. I'm tired. People don't realize it is mentally taxing a little bit. And absolutely, when you're especially telling, and especially when in a situation like that, you have a lot of stories, but sometimes you hear things, that triggers this. That's a lot of talking and I get it. After a couple hours, you're like, that was fun, but my brain's fried. I'm going to sit down and recharge a little bit. So and like I said, Linda's traveling. She's coming in from Lincoln, and she's an experienced lady. So things she's in the slowing down part of her life. Yeah. Good deal, John. Thank you so much for
thank you,
visiting, Mike. and obviously when that next book comes out, we need to get you back in here and start promoting that, and obviously anything else we can do. And how's things on the Godzilla front? Is any new stuff in that world?
They're still my top money makers, but I like to write our local history.
Sure,
but they don't make as much money.
No, well, it's a niche audience. More people around here care about Roswell, where there's a more broader audience for Godzilla. It's got a whole international community, and last I heard, John's like a rock star in Japan.
No, not in Japan, but amongst like American Godzilla fans.
Sure.
I did go to a Godzilla convention and have people come up to me and say, "Are you John LeMay?" And they would whip my book out of their backpack. They're like, "I brought this in case you were here," and I was like, "Wow,
that's got to be crazy, a weird but cool feeling."
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, good for you, man. So. Very good. So if you, so odds are if you're a Godzilla fan, you probably know John more from that side than the history side. But John is equally well versed in Pat Garrett as he is Godzilla. It is uncanny. Thank you, John. As always, we'll see you next time. Man, this morning flew by. It's 9:51. Let's go ahead and pause for news. Your Hannity update, Cowboys report as well before we wrap up the show. Don't go away.
With your Pecos Valley news updates, I'm Jared Cirillo. Roswell announcing that it has awarded SkyWest Airlines response to its request for proposal for air service flights from Roswell to Denver via United Airlines reservation, ticketing, and baggage system. The strategic and timely move by Roswell's mayor and city council reflects a commitment to enhancing connectivity for Roswell and its surrounding communities. By acting swiftly to seize the opportunity, the city says it has positioned itself to garner surrounding support, initiate contract negotiations, and fix anticipated schedules for additional flights, which will introduce 2 daily departures and returns to and from Denver International Airport. We have a traffic alert for you in Artesia. The city says stop signs are going up today at Ritchie and Bowman Streets, so that will turn the intersection into a 3-way stop. The new sidewalks along Bowman and Ritchie are already in place to help pedestrian traffic in the area. And the Artesia City Council has voted to accept a donation to the police department from Devon Energy. The donation for $10,000 and will go to help pay for new bulletproof vests for officers. You're up to date. I'm Jared Cirillo.
Turn up your radio. Here's the Sean Hannity Morning Minute.
You end up with unfulfilled promises you end up with more poverty than when you started, and you end up, in the case of New York, it will be a poor city and state if this guy is elected. And then you end up with a loss of freedoms that's incalculable until all the dust finally settles. And I don't even know if, forget about what Cuomo said, there may be a point of no return, or it'll take a very long time to resolve it. I don't see a window of opportunity that this is going to happen. Understand, the left's embrace of Mamdani is going to be the doom of Democrats nationwide. Nationwide. This is going to have repercussions we can't even calculate today, but it's that real.
Check out the Sean Hannity radio show later today, right here.
Hey, it's Sean Hannity here. It's no secret I have been very outspoken ever since I was able to save money. I've been a long-time buyer of precious metals like gold and silver. In fact, I've been purchasing them for many decades now, and I'm so glad that I have. But who do I choose to help safeguard my money? Here's the deal. I've been with the award-winning precious metals dealer Goldco for years now. I am a customer of Goldco, and I was frankly relieved to find a great company that I trust and that I have stuck with, and they stick with me for the long haul. They keep it simple, and they've taught me a whole lot about the value of precious metals and how they can help protect your savings. I simply want you to call, no obligation, 855-815-GOLD, or just go to HannityGold.com. They'll send you a free 2025 gold and silver kit. You'll also learn about their unlimited bonus silver offer, and you're not going to want to miss that one. Trust me. Anyway, call now, 855-815-GOLD, or just go to HannityGold.com. That's HannityGold.com today. Hey.
With the Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales. The injury situation at safety is so bad that a player had to sub into last week's game, having never played the position in his life. And he may have to do it again this coming Monday against the Cards. We'll hear from Reddy Stewart after this.
I'm home. Hey, Mom, before you ask, I've done my homework and the dishwasher's unloaded.
Nice. Hey, can you... Hey, hon, yes, I've got the finale ready to play. Here's your wine.
Isn't it nice not having to ask? We think so. That's why if there's a network interruption, AT&T will proactively credit you for a full day of service. Guaranteed. Credit for fiber downtime lasting 20 minutes or more, or for wireless downtime lasting 60 minutes or more caused by a single incident impacting 10 or more towers. Restrictions and exclusions apply. See att.com/guarantee for details.
A true Dallas Cowboys fan is there for the journey and the destination. This is the season to make your journey count by flying through McAllen International Airport, the South Texas airport of the Dallas Cowboys. Whether you're flying down for McAllen's award-winning fall and holiday festivals, or you're a South Texas fan flying up to cheer the Cowboys on, make your journey as satisfying as your destination at the South Texas airport of the Dallas Cowboys. McAllen International Airport. Above, beyond. At McAllenAirport.com.
Reddy Stewart is a cornerback who, like his first name implies, has to be ready for anything, including last week when 5 of the 6 Cowboys safeties were injured and Reddy had to step in during the second half at Denver into a completely new situation.
Playing safety was new for me. I never played it ever. I was learning on the fly as the game went on, but more possessions I got more comfortable with the guys I were out there with. I tried to put in my mind I had to be more physical, come down and be effective in the run game and stuff like that.
Marquise Bell is the only safety healthy enough to be a full participant in practice, so Reddy may have to back up at safety again Monday night against the Cardinals' Pro Bowl tight end Trey McBride. Only the Cowboys' Jake Ferguson has more receptions among NFL tight ends. With your Cowboys Report, I'm Christy Scales.
I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton with your Pecos Valley weather. We're looking good over the weekend. Mid-70s to about 80 on the afternoon high today, and we get sunny skies. Overnight, a little bit of cloud cover with a dry cold front dropping in. We'll be in the low 40s, and that will cool us off quite a bit on Saturday. It'll be windy but sunny. Afternoon highs in the upper 60s. We're back in the 70s with plenty of sunshine for Sunday. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Steve Hamilton.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason. Silicon Valley chipmaker NVIDIA is partnering with the South Korean government. It will supply its graphics processing units for projects with the South Korean government and its business community as well. The goal is to advance South Korea's artificial intelligence infrastructure and AI technologies. When he visits Washington, D.C. next week, Hungarian Prime Minister Viktor Orban hopes to persuade President Trump to exempt Hungary from new U.S. sanctions on Russian oil. The Trump administration announced sanctions recently targeting Russian oil firms. Those sanctions would affect foreign oil buyers like Hungary. Wall Street headed higher in today's early going after some familiar names in the tech sector reported stronger than expected quarterly results. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Rich Thomason.
Have you ever been to an escape room? Generally, there's a set of clues that you have to follow to find the prize to get out of the room. It's a mystery that has to be solved. Many things are learned along the way, but in the very best versions, you don't know the answer to the mystery until you find all the clues and find the prize. The Apostle Paul writes to the young Christians in Colossae about a mystery. What's great about this mystery is that you don't have to wait until the end of the story to know the answer. The Israelites were given hints or shadows of the mystery, but they didn't know the full story. Paul reminds them that the answer to the mystery is Christ in them. When Jesus came to this earth and died on the cross for our sins and rose 3 days later, he made known the mystery that has been taught from the beginning of time. Do you feel like you're missing something in your life and you don't know about this great mystery of Christ? Then we encourage you to join us and learn what's missing.
Join us at the Country Club Road Church of Christ for worship at 10 a.m. on Sunday, located on the corner of Country Club and Washington in Roswell.
The great one, Mark Levin, is now in Roswell on 106.5 KEND Roswell.
And